Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for part 2 of Retro Unlim Live 44. I am your host, Mr. Harold Rutherfordiak. And indeed, I think it's time to meet some of the people who we have around the table for the second part.
Goddamn, will you just get to it? We've been here for how goddamn long, and you were running off with the fucking mouth like you were in the first show, and people tearing holes in the space-time continuum, all that shit. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome! My name is the Immortal Yell Chaos. Joining me as always, the Immortal Alpha Omega Sin. We're both immortal because that's the way things work. Also alongside us is Kev and the Console Snob, and I want to recommend that each and every one of you sit right down, grab yourself a drink, sit right back and enjoy Retro Unlim Live! Go ahead, Mr. Harold.
I'm scared.
Whoa!
Yeah.
What just happened?
It's kind of like the NWO invasion angle, but this
Yes.
won't be done improperly in the course of 3 months. So, there you go.
Yes, but it will be done over the course of the next 2.5 hours or so. We are going to be here, cha-ching, till probably after midnight, talking about absolute nonsense, and we're going to be taking your questions. So, let's go straight to the comments and see what questions people have left. We need a tune for this. Does anybody have a tune to hand?
A tune? What kind of a tune? Hold on, I could get video game music to play out of my phone.
That would be good.
Jogging
Didn't
too.
you get a warning from Google Hangouts about not using copyrighted material? What's wrong with you?
I put video game music in the background of all of my videos. You just got to pick the right music that no one gives a shit about, which is clearly everything that I like for some reason. So let's go with something from a game that most people don't even know exists whatsoever.
Ooh, pussy.
Come on, where the fuck is it? Drift Stage! Let's see, Victory, yeah. Come on, play, motherfucker, play, you can do it, you can do it.
Android.
Damn, I hate introduction sequences. It's all 80s synth rock.
And now it's time to read your comments on Retro Unlim Live.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel pretty victorious right now.
Yes, I'm pumped for this. Mr.
Yeah.
Gashead Steve, says, Bill and Shane, who was with us in part 1, seem like really nice guys. Really nice to hear their views on things. But my question to them, or us, is, do you know and watch any UK-based channels like Gashead Steve? I hear he's the bomb.
Name drop.
I
Plug.
would say probably the most well-known UK person I watch a whole lot. It was oddly one of the earliest channels I ever subscribed to and still watch regularly is Ashens, because I like his reviews. I wish he'd do more video game reviews though. His regular reviews, this shit is really funny, especially on that beat-up ass fucking brown couch. But the video game reviews were always really good shit. So yeah, Ashens all the way.
The brown couch, only a small percentage of that remains now, I believe, because the others were destroyed in fires and horrible accidents like that. They're so old, these sections of sofa, that you wouldn't believe it.
I'm so surprised that hasn't got more scorch marks than anything else, because the amount of fucking like minifigures he's melted using a blowtorch on that couch, you would have thought it'd be just a charred mess right now.
Well, maybe it got that colour because it is charred.
Yeah, it could be.
Yes, well, I hope that answered your question, Mr. Gashead Steve. But we have plenty more questions where that came from, so if you'd like to leave them, we will ask them to the panelists. But to kick us off, let's go with... What? I'm going to read this out verbatim. If you were remembered for one video game, what would that game be? I guess he's saying, or they are saying, that if you were to make this game, what would it be?
Wait, so if we were going to make a
Is
video
this
game...
commentary
Yes.
coming from North Korea?
Yes, I'll read it out again. If you were remembered for one video game, what would that game be?
If we were remembered for one video game...
You know that one video game that me and Alpha Omega Sin were in a few years ago? Yeah. Pixel Fucker Adventures. There you go. Yeah. There you go.
Me and the Mighty Yo Chaos were in a beat 'em up together, and we ran around just beating the living shit out of people, and all of our power-ups are, I don't know, sacrificed to Satan. There.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good budget. He had a golf club. I only had half of a wooden leg. It wasn't a very good game. It was a Kickstarter game, so not very good.
But you had that really awesome hobble to you though. You have to
I know. See, that's the funny thing. People were picturing me carrying it, but no, I had a wooden leg and only half of it, and it just wasn't working out. It's not a great game, so don't spend your money on it.
See, when you don't have a proper budget, you only get a portion of a wooden leg. Most of the budget went into getting
you have
that
to go on the
from
Ouya.
thrift store.
It's like a portion of Ashens' couch.
Trademarked.
So, Kev, if you were remembered for one video game, what would that be?
Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Oh, that was a great game.
You
Can I
were
get
in
your
that game?
autograph?
Tell us about that game that you were in. So what part of it were you in? Because I played the whole thing. And I don't fucking remember you.
And tell us about when you used to play in Crowbar.
I played as one of the Ninja Turtles in the game.
Tremendous makeup in that game. That was fantastic. That was one of my of all your performances, one of my personal favorites.
I was the one that set the fire trap.
See, this is great. We're all famous and shit.
Yeah. Well, except for our game. Our game. The only
I know,
people
but
that
see, it was
bought
on the Ouya, so blame it on the Ouya. I do. I blame everything on the Ouya. Like the economy still sucks. They say it's better, but it still sucks. It's the Ouya. And then those fires we had last year, fucking Ouya. And what else? The Japanese nuclear. No, the Fukushima nuclear incident. Ouya.
I've still never even seen it yet.
We have to really figure out where everything started, and that's when Hillary Clinton said that she was going to run for office. That was because of the Ouya. So just realize, if you have a problem with that bitch being ever the head of state, guess what? The Ouya. So there you go, done.
And
Bam.
before you know it, the Ouya will be a voting machine, but it won't vote anything because that's what it does, nothing.
Anything
Well, I would say-
bad. What about the fucking game stick?
Also, by the way, anybody from the Ouya company is paying any attention, I'd like your money too.
Sponsor.
Hold on. If anybody that actually runs with the whole Ouya crowd, if any of you are paying attention, how the fuck do you afford the internet right now to be watching this?
You mean the Ouya table? There's no Ouya crowd. There's like one set of kids who are like, oh, we're gonna support this thing. They don't make it anymore. I don't care.
Dude,
I always thought I'm holding out for that new Klonoa game.
Dude, people kept on saying, well, it's really good for emulation. I'm like, so's a PC. So what the fuck's the point? You're like, yeah, but you can hook up a controller to it. I can hook it up to this fucking phone right here
you can fit it in the cup holder in your car.
I can get a PSP, a Nintendo Wii, a regular ass Xbox. All of them emulate a million times fucking better. Or I could get that Raspberry Pi.
Raspberry Pi.
Pi.
But that's a million times fucking better. Why even get a fucking Ouya?
The name Raspberry Pi is a million times better than Ouya.
It is. There's that NVIDIA Shield. Or is that what? Yeah, the NVIDIA Shield. That's a fucking million times better. Like, there's no point to getting an Ouya, and that's why it's where it's at right now. It's not even a good paperweight.
Well, no, but it is the easiest of all the consoles to throw.
That's true. That thing, you can palm that motherfucker with great ease and just chuck it at somebody. If anything,
are roughly the same size as an oil filter. One. Yeah.
It's a home defense. It's a home defense system. That's just you got one shot with it. That's it. Make it fucking count.
It's probably better as a home
they
defense
didn't get that
system
memo.
than a video game console.
Run at them with a GameCube with the handle.
Oh, dude, a GameCube with a handle. You know what? I would say that's a pretty badass thing. But if you've been working out and you got the 24-inch Pythons, then you pick up a Philips. Fuck, so many companies. A Philips CDI, and you crush a motherfucker with it. They won't come back.
No. I mean, that's true, but don't forget about the power supply from the ColecoVision. You could crush an entire municipality with the power supply from the ColecoVision.
Mr. Chaos, you have to understand, I'm pretty strong, but I'm not that fucking strong.
Nobody's
I
that
can
strong.
pick
If you
up-
wanted to
I
do that,
can-
it would require a jib. You'd need a jib and a crane, but it can be done.
And you need a Buick. A Buick can push anything around because it's a fucking boat. An old person boat with 4 fucking wheels. That's what it is. So it can
When
push
a
the
Lincoln Town Car's not enough.
Over.
Jeez, get a drink in them and see what happens. Guys, we've had some more questions.
Oh yeah, questions. They should be questioning why the
What is
fuck
this, a
they
show
want
or
a
something?
goddamn thing like
Yeah, I
that.
know. What are you doing, guys? Please don't post questions. This is supposed to be an informal chat. Anyway, Magus Andrus says, Alpha Omega Sin, can we see your cat?
Oh, he was just
How
in here.
rude.
Hold on, I'll find him. Oh wait, I know how to get him. I'll be back. Hold on.
How to attract pussy with Alpha Omega
Or
Sin.
how to drive away Alpha Omega Sin.
Of course. Well, while he's doing that...
Well, see,
we'll-
now everyone can look at his NES collection. Oh, when I break into his house, I'm going to take that one, and that one, and that one, and that one. And holy shit, he has Shinobi 3.
Has he got the catnip there?
I don't know, but he's got a bit of an Amiibo addiction there, so we might want to watch that.
There we go. He's not happy because I was going to give him cat treats, and now suddenly he's just like, well, what the fuck? So
What a
there he
dick.
is. He's all fat. So cute.
What's the cat's name?
Oh, that's Loki. And no, not
That's
after.
He's the unofficial 5th member of the 8-Bit podcast.
Yeah, he's actually been in. I think he's actually been in more 8-Bit podcast than fucking Sainted Magnus. So that should
Definitely.
say
He's
something.
been in more than Larry Bundy, we know that.
Yeah. You know what? I'm actually going to give my cats cat treats. So, see, that's how you do a podcast. You have one of the guests
then-
feed their cats cat treats. Because fuck
Well, I
it.
guess in the meantime, I'm going to have some chaos treats.
He has a cat.
All right. So, yeah, my cat's name is Loki. He's big, plump, and happy, and very cute.
Indeed he is. And so is Kev's. What's the name of your cat, Kev?
Lulu.
Oh, he's so
See,
cute.
your cat's all relaxed and actually, your cat has this look on its face of sheer.
That's a dead cat.
The cat just had this look of, and like the cat that had a look like this, like, what the fuck's happening and why?
Most cats I see love to have a picture taken. That cat just seemed to melt just then. Just
Well,
like,
cats
I
are
have-
liquid.
That cat has given up its will to pose.
It was the perfect, fuck it, I'm done.
Holy shit, here's an elbow.
And that was Reader's Cats on Retro Unlim Live. Mr. Paul Burt, aka Max Damage, asks, this question goes out to Alpha. What's been your favorite moment from a survival horror game that you've played?
Favorite? Oh fuck. A favorite moment. I mean, it's generic, but it's probably the first time I ever played one because it was such a different experience. I never played something like that before. And when you go from playing Super Mario World, literally the same day playing Super Mario World, to popping in the first Resident Evil game, and you have no idea what the fuck you're going to expect because your brother bought it. And of course you're going to play it. And I sat down playing it, and I was just like, holy fuck, I look like a real person. Oh my god, I'm really dying. Oh my god, I'm really dead. It was pretty cool. From dropping Yoshi in mid-jump into an endless pit just so I can go and reach a really high-up platform to then getting munched on by a zombie, that was a good day. And changed me as a man. I powered up.
One of my earliest gaming memories is the exact same thing from Resident Evil 2. I was over a friend's house and he was playing it, and it's the bit where you go into the interrogation rooms and the liquor just bursts through the one-way window. Yeah. Holy shit, that ruined me for fucking so long. And that was probably the first time I ever shit myself while playing a game.
So much worse because with the liquor, like, you got the intro to the liquor, like, when you're first going down that one hallway, and, you know, they build that up, and then you have to fight it. With this, nope, you had no fucking idea. You're just, oh, look, some items, a first aid spray. Now I know why the fuck it's in here, because I'm going to get slashed up real bad. It was pretty goddamn awful.
But you have to say, you know...
I was just gonna say, I wish more interrogations were like that. You know, whenever you have good cop, it's good cop, bad cop. Fuck it, get the liquor. So there you go. That's how you conduct a proper police investigation.
I know, but after being killed by the liquor so many times in that game, there's nothing quite like having a grenade launcher and shooting it right in the fucking mouth with one shot. That's it. I'm off to go look at something else.
Yeah, and I always thought it was kind of funny, like when you shoot it, like its animation for a shotgun, a rocket, and everything is it goes completely onto its back. I'm like, no, the entire upper torso of you should be fucking obliterated. There should be nothing left except for like your lower half just twitching about, and then me running around and fucking shucking and jiving and shit. You should not exist. But yeah, that is fun. I like it. Makes me happy.
Any other favorite horror game moments? No? Is that it?
Well,
That's
mine
bad.
was
Oh.
coming from Resident Evil 2, but everyone else already got to that, so there you are.
Oh, sorry. We should have gone to you first, shouldn't we? We'll go to you first for the next question.
No, because this one's going to suck.
Well, okay, let's see, shall we? I Am Walking the Cow, interesting name, says, what do you think of the Final Fantasy VII remake? Should a game as popular as Final Fantasy VII be remade?
I think it was despicable that a bunch of grown men blew their shit in their pants on national television, so that's what I feel.
I did it in the comfort of my own home.
Exactly. You decency.
No, I can't go to jail for that again. That'll be terrible.
It was expensive last time, okay?
It is, you know, and I mean, the very, very first time I got to run from the cops, but the last time I was completely shit-faced. So you know, you can't run that well when you're drunk. You might think that you can, you just start going all over the place. It's awful. Play Grand Theft Auto 4. It's kind of accurate. Not as depressing though, but almost as accurate.
You can see a little bit better.
Yeah, just slightly bit, but to me, I think it makes sense for the game to be remade because it you know, I can always judge a game based on when it came out and the hardware it came out on, but most people can't, and games do age badly depending on your perspective, and that game is still their best-selling Final Fantasy. Fuck anybody that says it's Final Fantasy 11. When you pay monthly for a fucking game, it's not actually selling better, you stupid fucking Nimrod. And I mean, the game's one of the biggest ones, one of the most requested ones, and it's warranted. It makes sense. Love or hate the game, everybody fucking knows about it, so why not? So it'll sell like hotcakes. So fuck it. Square Enix is going to be rolling in cash yet again. Hopefully they don't decide to squander it on Spirits Within 2.
Oh, God. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, you must admit, there's a genuine opportunity here, because we're in a new era as far as remakes. If you go back to the PlayStation when they were remaking Pong and Asteroids and Space Invaders, it's a big bowl of piss and shit. It's, you know, the same overall game concept with worse gameplay and visuals that were really impressive in 1993, even though this is 1997. That's... Now we're in an age where where at least it seems that developers can correct. It sucks that you have to pay more than once for them to fix a fucking game that's 20 years old. But hey, if you're going to be spending money on video games, you may as well get the game that you wanted. So that's a positive thing. This is really a new era in remakes versus what we were used to as kids. And a lot of people don't remember that because they didn't call it remakes because they didn't want you to know it was a remake. They wanted to fool you that it was a new game because you're a stupid kid and you have $19.99 in your pocket at Walmart. They don't care about you.
And there's something I totally want to get out of the way. For fuck's sake, you uneducated simps, please, for the love of everything that is fucking holy or whatever thing you decide to go and worship or fucking jerk off to, learn the difference between a remaster and a remake. There is a big fucking difference here. I can't even describe the amount of times I've had to go and tell people the difference, and I didn't understand why, because it's like trying to tell somebody the difference between night and day. It should be pretty fucking apparent when you look up, but it isn't. A remaster is nothing but kind of like it's now in high definition. The resolution's amped up. The jaggies are now gone off the edges of all the characters and fucking polygons and shit. That's a remaster. A remake from the ground up is redone. New controls, new characters, new modes, new everything. Looks very visually different. Like Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes is a remake. Resident Evil, that new HD one, that's a remake. You know, those are remakes, not fucking like the HD trilogies that come out on PS3, for fuck's sake. Sorry, rant done. There we go.
I just really want to give you like some sort of humanitarian award because you give the YouTube audience so much credit. You think they're intelligent people, you're wrong, but you do. And that is something that I think we're good. You know what? One of these gaming expos, I'm going to give you an award because you really give these people so much credit, and they should send you money. They should send you like $1 for really just boosting their
I believe that everybody has the capacity to be intelligent. It's just that I don't understand how in an information age and we have miniature computers in our pockets that people don't figure out things within milliseconds.
Yeah, but if you want to base everything off of capability, and capacity, some people are buckets. Some people are pop bottles.
But yeah, I don't get that.
You can try and transfer what's in a bucket into a pop bottle, but the fact remains you're going to have some spillover, and that's going to go to waste. Just keep that in mind.
I don't get that fucking mentality. Everyone has this, like, they want to be together, this drone mentality. Even though if their view is fucking ridiculous, they'll stick to it. Like, why? Can't you think for your fucking self for once?
No, of course not. In the wild, weary world in which we live, it always helps to live in groups. There's security in groups. Your ideas, your thoughts, your body are safe in large groups.
And it's also nice because if anybody has an individual thought that doesn't coincide with everybody else around them, now they're isolated. And if they don't actually have the fucking gumption to be able to just run with that and to be on their own as an individual, they start to freak out and fucking lose their minds. And now I feel like I'm the Joker, sort of, saying I'm not freak out.
And now you understand what happens to postal employees.
Yeah, but you know what? I probably wouldn't freak out nearly as bad as them. They get paid pretty fucking well for doing a shit job.
That's aside from the point. When you exist in an air of simple misunderstanding, no matter where you go, you are not part of a group. That can have an adverse effect. I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's just, it is what it is, and that's why. Well, and if you were going to take a gun into any establishment, the post office has got to be like number 5 out of 10, at least.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. Somebody tell me I'm wrong.
Well, let's see. Supermarket, the other supermarket, grocery store.
I'm sure there's a charity shop or two that you'd love to just take a, anyway. I'm going to say too much and we're going to get rated on this.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this is getting very, very profound for the Retro Unlim live stream. And then
not only, it's getting very violent. Very violent.
Yes.
We're shooting up charity shops now. After giving 50 cents to a church, we're shooting up charity shops. This is just getting good. Are you sure you wanted us on your program?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did invite Yell Chaos and Alpha Omega Sin, so it was going to end up turning into this. Within seconds,
okay.
And it did.
It's usually
I'm
a
so
lot
happy
worse
right
than
now.
this. See, you've made one man very, very happy indeed.
I'm so happy right now. You do not fucking believe it.
He's going to have to change his trousers now.
For months we had to listen about the Wii U and Nintendo, and now we're actually having some fucking good times.
Careful, Scott, careful.
Oh,
Well,
come on.
Well,
Anyway.
I mean, don't pass off the Wii U. The Wii U's a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's fun, and then
If you want profound change, then apparently you're going to have to vote for Bernie Sanders. But you're in Europe, so it doesn't fucking matter. But, I don't understand that debate. Consoles are for the simpler people. You can stand on your fucking pedestal about your Panasonic 3DO, but the fact remains it's for simpler people, and there you are.
Hold on, I just want you to know if that.
You want to get a fucking attitude, buy a Mac.
If there's a pedestal for the 3DO, it's like it's the saddest fucking thing in the entire world. It's a stack of magazines, not a pedestal. The 3DO is a fucking sad-ass example. Like if somebody was like, "Huh, yeah, 3DO Master Race," I'm like, "Whoa, cool your jet." Next, you're gonna start all the fucking N-Gage enthusiasts out there. We don't want the N-Gage knights to go and rise up in rank and fucking go and flank us.
What could you say about the 3DO? The 3DO could stand here and tell you, hey, we've got 6 more games than the PlayStation.
And has
There are
it?
like 6 fucking games. I forgot how many fingers I had. 6 fucking games on the 3DO that do not appear on the Sony PlayStation. Check my facts. I could be wrong.
Hold on. Well, there's
will.
Killing Time. Killing Time's one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that one of that dude that he's wearing like the
Oh,
leather jacket and he's got the gun and he walks around like he has to
Starts with
take a
V.
shit?
Starts with V. Oh shit! I can't remember what it's
Well,
called. Now.
okay, so that's the second game that I can
Yeah.
think of. I'm pulling out fucking horrible goddamn examples.
Road
but-
Rash.
No,
Yep.
Road Rash is
Road
on
Rash is
everything.
on the PlayStation. Criticom is on the PlayStation.
Hell, Road Rash
Wing
is on the
Commander
Saturn.
PlayStation.
Road Rash is on Sega CD too.
Yeah.
Fuck me running.
N64.
I don't have a 3DO, and that's my problem. Is I usually can only think about systems that I actually fucking own.
And you
But the
should be able to
3DO
lean
Oh,
on
I remember
Road
the game
Rash.
now. Virtuoso. I can't even fucking say it. now.
Yeah.
Virtuoso.
Virtuoso.
Whatever. Yeah.
Is
That's
there a
the one
3DO emulator, by the way? Does
Yeah,
anybody
there
know?
is. Yeah, it's an emulator called 4DO, which is pretty good.
Is it? Is it better than
Actually,
the N64 ones?
Wow.
See, I wouldn't mind trying that out because I don't own the system, and I'm one of those cheap fucks. If somebody was like, "Oh, Alpha, you're cheap, but you're so rich because you have all those games because I bought them yesterday, you fucking brain dead idiot." Yeah, I haven't been saving my money since 1997.
I want to say that I do own a Panasonic 3DO, and the Panasonic 3DO can kiss the left side of my phallus.
Why don't you sell it then?
It's a big fucking heavy thing, and it doesn't do anything. It has that stupid game show on it, but anyway.
Anyway.
It has headphones on the controller. There you go.
Oh, that's a feature. That's a feature. I'm gonna get one now. We've had some more questions. Yes, questions. Nitro Java asks, Alpha, what would be your wrestling theme if you had one?
Hammer smash face.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll go with that. I'd actually be happy to come out with that. But I'd skip down the goddamn fucking. I would have like, oh yeah, oh yeah, and people are, like, and then the music. By the way, I have done shit like that in the middle of mosh pits to find the area where nobody's in and just start fucking doing the Carlton and shit. And people are just like, you can stop an entire fucking segment and
Point of order.
It fucks people up.
Point of order. Were you doing the Carlton, or were you doing Diana Ross from The Wiz?
Oh no, definitely Carlton, because like, he's got the leg hiked up whenever he does it, and his head stays like looking straight, but he's got the fucking "oh no you didn't" head movement going. So yeah, it's good stuff. You do that, and if that's your entrance theme, and you're doing that going down the aisleway, Vince McMahon will probably suck your fucking cock. Also, if I have big-ass fucking muscles that go over my head, and my name's John Cena, and my merchandise sucks, and I've been doing the same shit for over a decade.
And also, if you throw 37 suplexes in a row, he loves you then, too.
Oh, and if I lose the match for 3/4 of the match, and then I pull out the attitude adjustment out of my fucking ass, and then I win, or if I do the world's worst Stone Cold Stunner off the second rope, there's that too. So, haha, yeah.
I forgot about
Take
that.
it, digs at John
Shit.
Cena now.
Brilliant. Wrestling. Game Taff asks, oh, these are all for Alpha. Let's
Is
ask him as well
Game Tap
first.
still here?
Yes, he is.
Is he watching? He tore a hole in the space-time continuum so he could come back.
Come back from the future.
Yeah, and I don't. Well, I was actually gonna shit on his YouTube handle, but I don't want to do that. He seems like a nice fellow.
Yeah,
Oh, he can take it. He can take
Okay,
it.
then his YouTube handle looks like Game to Fuck.
But that's a good thing, isn't it? Because that means you're playing games all the time.
This is what you get for letting me have liquor.
Go to fuck. Oh, sorry.
real quick, did anybody else want to have like their own theme music to come out to?
Mine is Judas Priest Burn in Hell.
Mine would be Pull Harder on the Strings Armada. Just something proper
So
strong.
pretentious, of course.
It's a faggoty
I don't
band, but it's an
care.
energetic song. A very energetic song.
I don't know. I probably this isn't very fucking imaginative, but I like the Cactus Jack theme. I'd fucking walk out to. I know it's not fucking original, but I fucking love it. It just like
No,
you hear
I
it.
don't know, Console Snob. You always look like you look to me like you'd be a happy fella, so you might use like the theme from Spin Jam on the PS1. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, you have to do the finger thing like Alpha Omega Sin, but that's okay. It's okay to have influences.
Yeah.
Mine would be the theme tune to Yukuri Panic Escalation. Go and look it up.
No, don't.
Yes, do. In fact, that's going to be the intro tune for the rest of the Retro Unlim lives
fucking
from
right.
now till the end of time, Scott.
I fucking regret playing that game.
Right, Game Taff, I better ask you a question now, because you're on tenterhooks, aren't you? He asks, Alpha, was a pleasure hanging with you earlier. Sent you the vanilla 1.5 build through YouTube message. Are you excited for Shenmue 3?
No, what is Shenmue 3? Fuck yeah, I'm excited for Shenmue 3. I've been waiting too damn long, like everybody else out there who's a fucking Shemalama Ding Dong, a big fucking fan of Shenmue. I just want to see more. We only get like the sneak peek of the game, just like minor amount of gameplay, but I want to see some full-fledged shit. And I'm hoping that Yu Suzuki does convince Sega to pull their head out of their ass and put 1 and 2 in HD onto a collection, onto a fucking disc, and offer digital, and put that out there for everybody to go and scoop up. That will make me super pleased, as will everybody else.
Guys, what do you think?
I
Yeah.
think that the whole fucking thing was soured when we found out that Sony had something to do with it and still wanted a fucking crowdfunding operation.
The only thing that they had to do with it was the marketing.
I understand that, but it was just, it's sickening that when a major company who likes to show off how major they are just says, oh yeah, I'll let you fucking people buy it before it's done. It doesn't sit right with me. If it had been a smaller company, I wouldn't have minded so much. But it doesn't sit right that a major conglomerate gets to sit back and pretend that it's a major conglomerate when in fact it's a scared-ass little business with a bunch of little Japanese men who don't know what to do anymore.
I would have liked it better if Sony would have stepped up, had 100% faith in the project, and said,
give it some
we are
stage
going
time."
to fully fund this project because it's something that people wanted. Obviously, it was because of, one, the fucking live crowd reaction.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's been years since Shenmue 2 came out. Let's just fucking put that out there. It's been fucking years. You
Absolutely.
can't get that reaction with a lot of franchises that have been dead in the water. And also, that's a game that's been dead in the water for a long time. It's dead in the water. Nobody played it? Just me? Okay, fuck it. But it would have been cooler if they did some shit like that, because then they could have been like, hey, look at that. We have another exclusive. Boom. But it sucks because Sega didn't want to fully finance it because they didn't have faith in it. Sega also doesn't have faith in them fucking selves, which you can tell. So I'm hoping that they turn shit around come next month for Tokyo Game Show. I don't know. Shenmue 3. Fuck yeah.
I really think Sony could have gone over big-time babyface if they had just got full behind it. They could have just pretended, but they didn't.
I agree. Well, look at it like this. If anything, this
They could have got a Road Warriors pop if they did that.
It'll serve as like a reminder, though. If Sega wants to, if if Sega wants to push for the next one, Sony can step up and be like, hey, exclusive rights, give them to us. We got the console lead. You'd be dumb not to. Throw some stupid numbers at them. Throw cash at them. It doesn't matter. Some shit like that. They'll be like, hey, we're both from Japan. Isn't that enough? And there you go. See? Look at that. Already finding similar ground to be on.
Why is there cat butt on this program?
It's a staple of this live stream.
Oh, all right. Well, in that case, carry on.
In fact, it's a requirement of late as well.
And to Mr. Game Taff, I downloaded that Resident Evil 1.5. I will fuck with it tonight and check it out.
Excellent. Right, the gaming enthusiast has left us a question. He asks,
just a quick question. What's his channel about?
which channel? Retro Unlim Live?
No, it's fucking whatever.
It's supposed to be about video games.
Thanks for killing my joke, you prick. Anyway, carry on.
The killing joke. Gaming enthusiast asks, who is the best survival horror baddie?
Survival
Do they have
horror
baddies
baddie.
in survival horror? Because I'm not afraid of baddies.
Nemesis.
I mean, fuck, I don't know who to pick. I don't know, you guys go. Why I still
Okay,
think.
I'll go with William Birkin.
Yeah,
Pick.
I'd say Nemesis, but that's...
Actually, his wife is a pretty big bitch, too. Well, they leave that little kid, Sherry, just walking around a fucking, a lab that has toxic waste disposal sites and all kinds of shit with people, former people, vomiting on her. What kind of fucking parents are these? Fuck both William Birkin and his wife.
Not an optimal place to raise a child.
No, definitely. And strangely in very close proximity to the police station, but they're doing very illegal things. That's really weird. Like, you could crawl through an air conditioning vent to get to this place where really illegal shit is going on. The police have no fucking idea. There's not even notes in the draft room about this.
Yeah.
Doesn't Chris Redfield do anything?
No.
Apart from
He just goes to mansions and gets eaten, or I don't know what happened. What happened to Chris? Did Chris survive?
Yeah, Chris is alive. I mean,
Well, then he's a fuck up because he didn't do anything because he's been alive all this time and they didn't know about what was going on over there.
but who else is going to punch boulders for you? Clearly, you need Mr. Redfield.
Sure,
yeah.
Okay, I can't argue with that.
If I'm going to go with any one protagonist, villain, asshole, dickwad, whatever the fuck from survival horror, I guess I'll go with Wesker.
Yeah.
Because that dude is an asshole, a smug, arrogant asshole, and I love him to death.
Okay.
I was going to say Pyramid Head, but I was like, Wesker has all that personality, so yeah.
I'm going to go with Lionel Messi. What do you mean FIFA 15 isn't survival horror?
When you said Lionel Messi, I suddenly thought about Lionel Richie, and I'm thinking of Lionel Richie, zombie Lionel Richie.
That's fucking scary.
Yes.
Because he'd be a zombie all night long.
All night long.
Brilliant. Okay, guys, we're going to take a quick, brief breather here, and it's Art Corner with Mr. Kev, Retro Game Crusader, because we have some artwork that I've been sent that I have to overlay, so if you'll just bear with me 1 second. And does anybody recognize this? Here it is.
Oh, that's from The Sims. As a matter of fact, I fucking use that at the end of my videos because I thought it was kind of nifty.
Thank you.
All right, so how did you capture those then, Kev?
I just played around with the control bit of the Sims 4. It was the only
And
good
how did
bit
you
of
get
the game.
Dave Grohl into The Sims?
There's a lot of mods.
Bravo.
I thought it was pretty fucking cool. It just is better than just putting like text. So I was like, yeah, that's fucking nifty. But dude, speaking of which, I haven't played The Sims in forever. Fuck.
It's not really good.
I did the other day. It's not aging well.
The number 3 is probably the best for like in general play, but 4 is really, really bad. Apart from you can make pretty much anyone in it.
Dude, here's what's gonna sound fucked up. The last time I played The Sims was the original Sims expansions. That's it. I haven't played anything after just the original shit,
the
and
last
even
time
then, I don't remember what the last one I left off on.
Define original expansions, because there was a time where they just kept going and going and going. There's pets, and you're going on vacation, and then not only vacation, you got to have Christmas time with the fucking tree and all this shit, and now you have to do magic, and you get to be a rock star. Which ones are you talking about?
I'm talking like, okay, you know when they had the first couple of expansions, just like
You're talking
regular
about like Living
assholes?
Large and Pets?
Yeah, you know what, Living Large might have been around that time that was the last time that I ever.
Because that's the one I was playing. Is Living Large.
Yeah, that was. There was one that made me want to make my asshole throw up all over it, and that was the Herbs.
I was about to say
God.
that. I was about to say the last game I played was like the original Sims on the Xbox, and I thought, no, actually, I played the fucking Herbs, and I don't know why I bought that. I bought that brand new as well.
I didn't buy that. A
What
girlfriend.
the fuck was I
I played
thinking?
it.
Years ago, a girlfriend's mother bought me that for Christmas. I wanted to punch this bitch. Like, because she would always say, like, mean shit to me sometimes because she didn't like me. She didn't think I was good enough for her daughter, which she was totally fucking wrong, but fuck her anyway. And she gave me this, and I unwrapped it, and I thought it was going to be, like, I wanted SmackDown versus Raw that year. And I opened it up, and it's this fucking game, and I wanted to jack this bitch right in front of the fucking Christmas tree, you goddamn bitch. And then I opened a present, and inside was SmackDown versus Raw. Saved my girlfriend's mother's life. She was gonna get it, and it would have been a Merry Christmas for me.
Yeah, yes, but you wouldn't have had that shot glass that you have there. The tumbler.
Oh, I could still buy one after punching a bitch. It's not a big deal.
I could steal it from her.
I'm an open-minded fellow, you know. I've ruined Christmas for everybody.
For one person.
Copies of
Dude,
Herbs for
Christmas is
everybody.
weird for me every year that I have to think about buying other people presents because I don't want to buy anything at all because fuck, I'd rather just skip Christmas and get a second Halloween.
Yes.
I tried that. They don't like when you do that. Well, especially spray painting the Christmas tree. They don't like that. I found that out the hard way.
I did like that at Spencer's. They had the black Christmas tree with the built-in red lights, and you could twist the tree into all these mangled, fucked up shapes and look like some Nightmare Before Christmas shit. It's like, that's nifty, but they don't sell this anymore. All they sell is dude bro bullshit and memes that were outdated 5 fucking years ago, now put on shirts. Fucking idiots.
Well, do what I do. I give everybody, except for my nephew. I give my nephew Hot Wheels because he loves Hot Wheels. But I give everyone else candy, which in one essence is saying, here, happy, nice pictures on the front. But at the same time, fuck you, this is made out of poison.
Here, have some diabetes.
And I hope you get a big mustache like Wilford Brimley. Who punches his wife.
Ooh. Moving on. Retro Unlim says, the best survival horror baddie is the gaming enthusiast, Mr. Jared Fogle.
Oh, fuck that guy.
The subway guy?
Yes.
Yeah, the one that wants the footlongs in prison.
No, he's on Country File, a British TV show that we have over here.
What?
Oh no, that's Ben Fogle, isn't it? Sorry.
I was going to say, we're talking about the subway pervert.
You're lucky you have a low subscriber count, because this is looking like libel.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Oh, the sandwich fucker. Yeah, let's make it a little bit more. Roll it on a little bit more.
His name is Jerry. He looking good in prison.
I'm sure that Subway has employed quite a few Subway fuckers, sandwich fuckers. So there's a lot of them. That's not the mayo I ordered. No, it's not.
Better than the
Very
apple
special mayo.
Better than the apple violators.
It's the secret ingredient to the human race, you know.
The Allen Key says, best survival horror baddie, Pyramid Head exclusive to Silent Hill 2, outside of 2, just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's cool and all, but it just doesn't feel right, given what we learn about James.
I say fuck that. You're not the Allen Key, you're the Hex Head Wrench. Deal with it. And you come from IKEA. Don't be ashamed. Just live with it.
It is sad because they found some kind of character and were like, man, this character, a lot of people liked it a whole lot. Let's just keep shoehorning it into more series installments. And they just kept doing that and doing that and doing that. And they did the same thing with the nurses. I'm like, did you motherfuckers pay any attention whatsoever to the story? Because I did. Am I the only one? No? No? The people at Konami did it. They're like, no, it's a marketing ploy. Just keep putting them in there. No one cares about all the really cool shit and symbolism. No. Fucking asshats.
Fucking asshats.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll just let that sink in for a second. That's enough.
I say, how long are you gonna soak in asshats?
As long as possible, really.
Oh.
Let a guy enjoy some
If you
asshats.
exist on YouTube, you're soaking in asshats constantly.
Wouldn't an ass hat fall off all the time? You'd need to strap it on.
That depends heavily on the derriere, my friend.
On the heavy derriere.
Well, maybe on like a conical derriere, it might fit best.
Yes.
But now we're really just debating geometrics, aren't we?
What about Kim Kardashian's derriere?
The bitch,
Fucking awful.
that bitch had one finisher move. One finisher move. That was the, and when you say finisher move, that thing that can keep a person famous for a little bit longer, that was her one finisher. She fucking blew it for free. And that's it.
That bitch's asshole is basically a Pez dispenser for STDs.
Well, it's
liable.
a Pez dispenser?
Yeah, her asshole's a Pez
I figured it was
dispenser.
more like one of those tubes that you put letters in. It goes like that. It's, you get what you want, but you get something else too.
I don't know. I always viewed that as like the surprise baby's mama. Like, she doesn't tell you right away that she's got a kid, and then as soon as that dick's in the vagina, you're not getting it back, and now you're stuck with it. Yeah.
Like a Chinese finger trap.
Yeah, I hope that's a universal message between both mine and Alpha Omegason's American audience and the European audience on this program, that women are fucking terrible.
Yes. It's okay.
That was really broad, wasn't it?
It's okay. No women ever watched this show, so you're fine.
You have no idea. You would be surprised. There's one. You don't want her, but there's one.
Are you sure?
There's like several. There's several.
Her name
very
is most
attractive-
likely Heather or Claire.
Are you
Hey,
sure? I
Claire's
don't
hot
want to.
in Resident Evil.
And she has the same fashion sense, vest and short pants and all.
You know what? Still fucking bangable, man. Put that shit on the right chick.
I want to
Boom,
remind
done.
everybody that Alpha Omegason will be appearing at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo this October. So for those of you young ladies with poor fashion sense and who might be still fuckable, be sure and see him. He'll be at booth B7.
That goes for Play Expo as well. Look for me.
Yeah, and if you see a really big white guy, never mind. Sorry. Are you going to Play Expo? Check it out. Go to Play Expo, Retro Unlim over at Play Expo and shit.
Yes, girls, please come to our stand. Because it's a complete sausage fest.
Unless you're homely.
Even if you're
At which point we need you to go retrieve drinks.
beggars can't be choosers.
Where are any beggars? What are you talking about?
If you go to Play Expo, you're pretty much a beggar. Anyway,
that's it. Speaking of Sainted Magnus, never mind.
Moving on, Raddy.
He used to go to the Play Expo, and never mind.
Play Expo is great. I'd just like to say everybody go to it.
That's what I heard. A good friend of mine, Sprites and Bites, I want to throw Sprites and Bites out there, told me about Play Expo. Said it's an okay time. That's how he said it.
Yes.
That's my Geordie impression. Sorry.
Oh, I thought you were Canadian.
See? See? It was terrible.
Let's teach him some Geordie.
Go on then. Teach him some Geordie words.
I can
right
barely
now.
understand you anyway, so let's teach
What should we teach him?
Why, aye, man.
Well, that's just agreeing.
That's just racist.
Anyone says that.
Tell me the one about when you go to Swansea and you get someone to smash a glass and put it in your face. Tell me about that.
Oh, when I went to Swansea.
Because I've heard
I met this
all
fucking
about that.
cunt. You know, Aiden, that cunt. He fucking tried the glasses and so, and I smacked him in the fucking face.
See, there you go.
Poor Aiden. He's getting a lot of heat tonight.
Now try and sell me Totino's pizza rolls.
The shit.
There you go.
Eat him.
No Totino's sponsorship for this program.
Yes, we are looking for sponsors, ladies and gentlemen, so basically anything. Please give us stuff.
Then what you mean is Mountain Dew and Doritos, because they'll give anything to anybody.
Oh, no wonder we're sponsored by Ouya. We're getting no fucking views.
You're getting more views than the Ouya.
Or the Ouya. Or that fucking clone
No
console's
one
called.
said yay after Ouya, ever. Ever.
Well, they got that fucking horrible clone console coming out.
No,
ain't
they went like this. They went, Ouya, oh. So it's the Ouya.
What are they, German? Oh, yeah.
That sounds a little more like Francais to me.
More like U9. Right. Radi Hikaru asks, favorite RPG? Mine would be Persona 4, he says.
Is Persona 4 a full-blown RPG?
Yeah.
Because no one's very clear on. Everyone's seems to have their own idea, which I don't think is fair, of what is or is not an RPG. So, forgive me if I'm lost there.
Yes.
I don't have a favorite RPG. There's too damn many to pick.
There's
But,
and they're mostly very similar.
I mean, I actually would put Persona 4 high on my list. The golden version of it on Vita, which I'm still hoping eventually gets a console port, so more people
Anything
get to
Shin
experience
Megami
that.
Tensei is good enough for me.
Damn. There's so fucking many. Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VII, Shadow Hearts, Grandia, Wild Arms, Alter Code F. Yes, the fucking remake that nobody ever seems to acknowledge is actually better than the original. Xenogears, Chrono Trigger, Super Mario RPG, Persona 2. There's just, God, there's so fucking many. So yeah, those are all highlight titles. Yay.
Gun to my head right now, I probably would say Diablo 2.
Damn good game.
Yeah.
Damn good game.
I like,
Fucking like it.
what's it, Mario, Super Paper Mario on GameCube or what?
Well, Super Paper Mario, that one's on
Wii one,
Nintendo Wii.
1,000 Year Door, and
Yeah,
then
1,000 Year Door's the GameCube one. That one's fucking excellent. That's the best Paper Mario game out of the bunch, I think.
it took us ages to complete that, like a week and a bit when it first came out.
I like that one a whole bunch. A lot of people give Sticker Star a ton of shit, and they say they don't like it. And I don't understand why. Dude, it's a really good game. You know, I can say I don't like it as much as the other entries in the series, simply because getting the whole sticker thing and then your moves are determined if you actually have this sticker. That shit's annoying because it's kind of like with Final Fantasy VIII, where you have to go and keep collecting your magic spells and shit, which are just those skill moves. And that's annoying because it's just constant upkeep and grinding to go and get this shit and buying stuff, and it's just annoying. But outside of that, still a really good game.
Yeah.
So it's always amazing when something's hard, it's great, but when it has Mario and it's hard, fuck that shit. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no,
You're right.
What
It's
Western
definitely true.
RPG stays like?
It began with Super Mario Brothers 2, didn't it?
I never found Super Mario Brothers 2 to be all that hard. Hell, I think the first Super Mario Brothers is more difficult than 2.
Oh, sorry, I meant the Japanese Mario Brothers 2.
That one's challenging, but I think people exaggerate the difficulty on it. I mean, is it harder than the first game? Most definitely. it's a lot more difficult than it. But I swear, just because growing up with platforming games, I can slap the shit out of them. They don't fucking got nothing on me.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, I'm breezing through Super Meat Boy, and everybody said, that game's impossible! And I'm like, how the fuck did I get on World 5? Like, or Chapter 5, whatever the fuck you want to go
Because
call
you
it.
are using performance-enhancing materials.
I am. Shots to the bum. And now he's having roid rage! I would like to actually see people take steroids just to be able to do better in fucking, like, professional gaming. That would be funny to see live.
Yeah, they shoot it in their
They
eyeballs.
started doing drug tests now in fucking.
They shoot it into their thumbs. Their thumbs are like fucking gigantic and shit. They're like this big. Looks like they're about to blow up.
Have you ever seen Drawn Together when Captain Hero starts injecting himself with like steroids and it keeps on like showing his like penis getting smaller and he's like, sponsor me! And he starts like beating them down until like his mate Popeye dies of it.
I haven't seen that one. Now I do want to see that.
Does Drawn Together still get repeated in the UK? I haven't seen that in about 10 years.
I don't know. I kept on getting like taken off because it had no like morals.
Probably.
But I don't get that. Like they saying, "Oh, we're doing drug tests now in fucking pro gaming." It's like, well, what are they gonna test for? Fucking Doritos and fucking Mountain Dew.
They might
Makes
test
no
for
fucking
caffeine.
sense.
I don't know. Maybe they just want to see how fucking high you are.
Yeah, exactly. The only other thing you need to test is fucking
That
weed.
might be part of just some sort of...
What was the thing that e-sport people were taking that lately?
What, like fucking like Alpha Brain and shit like that.
I don't even know whether they were taking maybe like Pro Plus and they were just like buzzing off the head and then it's just like
Paracetamol.
Caffeine tab.
Well, if you're going to
No.
take all that into account, then you have to worry about those fucking people that think it's good for their health to wear magnets around their wrists.
It's like, dude, I'm so high on Lemsip right now. Huh. Fucking stupid.
Alpha, we have a shout out from Mr. Brandon Ligon, who, funnily enough, gives you a shout out.
Oh, yay! Thank you.
champion.
Victory.
Excellent.
I wish I had the little Triforce thing so I could be like. Dun, 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 dun.
So
Sorry,
you just
just
did
opened
it.
the
That
chest.
was it. That was perfect. Brilliant. We've had a few comments regarding wrestling and themes. Paul Burt says his wrestling theme would be "Make Them Suffer" by Cannibal Corpse.
All right.
Good.
Okay.
Number one, I want you to know you're not describing wrestling. You're describing grown men dancing down a ramp.
That's the best part of the show, isn't it, though?
I
Well,
like to think that if anybody really deserves to make them suffer theme song, it should probably be the WWE creative staff. So,
or at least
Go and
the
give that to
authority.
them.
The authority should make them suffer because they do.
Novabug says his intro would be the intro music to Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Bravo.
I don't even know what the fuck that sounds like.
I'm vaguely
Chances are it
remember.
has do-do-do in it.
Nova, sing it to us.
He's not here.
I know, but he can sing it and we can pretend to hear him and humour him. The Allen Key says, I read somewhere that the ratings for Raw have gone back up since Super Cena's been out.
TV is irrelevant.
They did go up, and that's not saying much because they went down to an all-time low. So to say that they went up doesn't mean much of shit, but it is nice to see that they don't rely so heavily on Cena. But that motherfucker, the last two times that he's gotten injured, and I'm talking like injured pretty damn bad, they didn't shelf him for more than like a week or two. And it fucking grates on my nerves because I'm just like, you're never going to get away from focusing purely on him, and you're never going to get the rest of the talent up to where they need to be by just shoehorning this motherfucker into the main event all the time. He does not need a 16th title run. He does not need it.
And he's not
It is
fucking
so
Ric Flair.
fucking unnecessary. If anybody out there is like, yeah, but I like John Cena, and
Well,
he
Ric
deserves...
Flair
Shut
didn't
up.
need it, and Sting didn't need it, and goddamn Barry Windham didn't need to have it 4 fucking times.
Yeah, but 16 times with the amount of time that John Cena has actually been around.
I know, but this is the company that thought Ronda Rousey was going to do big numbers at WrestleMania 31 and 32, and it's just not coming around. Because these are also the same people that thought you would buy a bodybuilding pay-per-view.
That's true, but all they have to
They
do
sold a
is
diet
just
shake
look
that even
at,
the wrestlers wouldn't endorse.
all they have to do is just look at, hey, what was doing really well before? Oh, I remember when we weren't pandering to children and trying to sell merchandise and listening to fucking...
Hulkamania did great things for that company, and that's exactly what that was.
Hulkamania did, but Hulkamania was also new at the time.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're walking into this. Okay, please go on.
Okay, Hulkamania was new. Look at everything prior to the big 80s boom that had turned around. You know, we didn't have, like, the big... there was gimmicks, mind you. I'm not saying that there wasn't gimmicks, but we didn't have gimmicks quite like that. They built Hulk Hogan in such a way that is... It's an advertiser's wet dream.
At the time, yeah.
You know, they turned him into a star and then put him out there. You know, they revolved a lot of shit around him, and you didn't see that kind of stuff all the time. You know, the business was changing at the time because it wasn't just going from the different regions and shit. You know, that now it was like WWF, World Fucking Wrestling Federation. You know, it was the big shit. It was getting syndicated television everywhere, prime time numbers. That was unheard of. So that was just at the right time a lot of new stuff. And
Actually,
then,
it was only unheard of because it was on syndicated cable television. Wrestling was hot through the 50s and the 60s in the United States of America, very much so. There just wasn't cable networks available.
True, but TV was also greatly different back then.
Exactly.
I mean, you figure we were 50s and 60s, there were still motherfuckers saying, you know, this can't replace the radio. So then you come full circle into that, and it's a lot better than listening to broadcasters just talk about it. Mm-hmm. But they had that lull in, like, I'll say somewhere at the very, very late 80s, very early 90s, and then it began to pick up again because they decided to go and push the envelope. They decided to become risque. They decided that they had to bring back gimmicks, and they gave the torch to the stars and said, run with it. Just go out there and fucking do your thing. Here's bullet points. Remember to say this shit so we can move the storyline along. But they got to go out there and sell themselves. Now they have to go and memorize a bunch of fucking goddamn bullshit scripts to the word. And they come off as robotic and generic and lame, and it's just, fuck, it's, ugh. Yeah.
It's because simply wrestlers are not actors, actors are not wrestlers. It is an American, I shouldn't say American, but it is a unique human art form that most people don't take into account. That is not easy to do. When people say wrestling is fake, that shit is not fake. That shit hurts. But they're putting on a show for, well, conceivably millions, but it's actually thousands because the real wrestling crowd is a finite group. You get those guys that chant that this is something. Those are the real wrestling fans, and they don't pay any fucking money for it either.
And it always kills me when somebody's like, huh, wrestling's stupid. You know that's fake.
Yeah,
No.
so is Game of Thrones, and I hope you get syphilis.
Fucking no.
Dude, I'm just like, you do realize that everything that you watch, essentially, that's a work of fiction, is just that. It's fiction.
Actually, anything that's shot on camera is not real.
Really?
Even this. I mean, even what you're watching right now. We're all dressed. We cleaned our house. We didn't want you to see. I don't want you to see that there's a stack of fucking video games in boxes off to the side here, and I look like a goddamn hobo. But this is not the same thing.
But I didn't clean. See? I got cat treats
Yeah,
here.
but you notice you're sitting very close to the camera.
Oh yes, porno.
Oh, no, it's video game porn. I've got a Yingling bottle over there, a half-empty bottle of water my girlfriend left there. That box right there, that's more PSMs. I got a lot of PSMs right now.
Exactly. So if it goes on camera, chances are it's not legitimate. Sorry
Wrestling is scripted, but that shit still hurts a fuck ton. And there's a reason why plenty of those guys get addicted to painkillers, because for them to just wake up and function every day is fucking horrible.
Well, it's the same with like back when ECW was big back in the 90s. You can't
Well,
tell me that stuff was fake because they're beating right. They are controlling themselves. They are looking after each other, but they're beating the fuck out of each other.
Not really. If you listen to some of the ECW
All right,
stories,
maybe,
not really.
Like Ian Rotten, maybe a bit different story, or New Jack.
No,
but
I mean, yeah, I was gonna say like
guys,
New
look out
Jack
for each-
stabbing people with plastic forks because a metal one was not available.
But you know, most of those guys are looking after each other. They're putting on a show, but also they're gonna get fucking gnarly. They're gonna fucking beat each other up a bit, you know.
There's some that go overboard with it, such as CZW, and somebody can say that I'm a fucking fluffy bitch for
It's near
saying
enough just
they
hand
shouldn't go
control.
that overboard. But to me, the stuff that they end up doing in something such as CZW and backyard wrestling ends up going like too extreme. We're talking about people are just drenched in blood for the sake of being drenched in blood after a while because, and they have like a fucking wrestling expectancy of maybe 2 years tops, and these guys don't even have fucking insurance.
But they don't even use
No,
Some-
nothing. We've talked about this on the Hate Bit podcast. Alpha Omega Sin, you've been to indie wrestling shows. I've been to indie wrestling shows. And you can tell me that you've at least once, twice, or maybe even 3 times seen someone almost die on a fucking floor because they fell off of a ladder that was inside a ring to a concrete floor for $25 fucking and a Diet Coke.
Dude, I actually got to see that at a recent show, and it was a relatively well-known person. It was Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy went up to the top turnbuckle, and he was to go and jump at a dude outside of the ring and miss, and he didn't get to catch anything on the way down. And the floor is just cement. So Matt Hardy, who's like 230, 250 pounds, jumps from I don't know how many fucking feet, hits concrete, and doesn't get up. And when he does, he starts throwing up because he hit the fucking ground so hard, and like when he was getting up,
That's
he's
a
like
concussion.
wobbling like this. He was fucked. They actually did call an ambulance. We got to see it roll in and see the people making the phone calls because you could see them off in the area because they had people over some little mics saying, yeah, he's pretty fucked and he can't finish this match. So they had impromptu ending to the match, bringing other guys out to go and just finish it. It was fucked up. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. It was all fake. My bad.
Was that a TV match?
No, this was Shane Douglas was trying to get some what was
Money?
it called? Extreme. It was like Extreme Rising or some shit.
Yeah,
And he was trying to get back a lot of the ECW vibe of things, but he couldn't get a lot of the funding together. They only did one show in Pittsburgh, which was stupid because we were their only sold-out fucking show. But they went, they did that show, and I mean it was good for what it was. I liked it. I had fun. But
how many times a year are you going to go see it?
Honestly, dude, me and my brother saw ECW every single time it came through, and most of them weren't televised.
But how often was that?
A couple times a year.
But not every week or every month.
Well, that's because they were traveling also. You got to realize.
No, but I mean, could any of that stuff, because this is what's interesting to me, is that we have, and this goes on here on the West Coast of the United States, where I am in California, where I've gone to see independent wrestling shows involving quote-unquote hardcore matches, which hardcore is not a new thing. That goes back to the Sheik, back in the 50s and 60s, and Abdullah the Butcher. That goes way back. You know, which is why I think that Sabu built a temple to his uncle, the Sheik, with his own body, unfortunately, and that's why he is where he is. But I have seen this going to wrestling shows, and wrestling is very big with the I hesitate to say Latin American because Latin American means Italian, but the Mexicans. The Lucha Libre thing is very big in Southern California, and when you go see these shows, they try and pack on the high flyers with this hardcore bullshit, and I've seen these guys busting fucking fluorescent tubes over their heads, blowing their hands apart with barbed wire, and there hasn't been knives yet. I hope there never is. and really, I mean, I think they've used like broken glass with little babies walking around with broken glass all over the floor, and then I get these kids who are just coming up in wrestling who see me around and figure I must know something about wrestling, and they say, some people know me from my show. They say, Chaos, why are we not getting over? What do we have to do? I'm like, why are you not getting over? Why are people not taking independent professional wrestling seriously? Because you got some fucking marks on either side of this country chasing each other around with fucking lawnmower blades. That's not a sport. No matter how you, I hesitate the pun here, but no matter how you slice that, it's not a sport.
No.
You couldn't even put that shit on ESPN, and they show AWA on ESPN. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to totally take that over, but god damn it, I mean, it's not wrestling anymore. It's not even a stunt fight. It's attempted murder.
Well, yeah, the ECW sort of thing put it in. Yeah, they sort of elevated all that sort of hardcore content, but then after.
But that's before we knew about bloodborne illness and things like that.
And they've forgotten that a little bit of crimson in some of these matches actually elevate the match, the drama behind it. But then you see just the matches where they are just rolling around in barbed wire and covered head to toe in blood. And yeah, it would be pretty metal to see it the first couple of times, but when you've seen it 10 times, like, yeah.
When you see it happen once on the card in the main event at an opportune time, holy shit! If it happens 4 fucking times out of 7 matches, you could go to the hospital and just watch them draw blood.
Yeah.
It's the same concept. It's just on the floor now, and now the janitor has to risk getting hepatitis.
That's why I liked ECW, though, because they were smart enough to make it so that, okay, they'd have matches with high flyers, they'd have technical wrestling matches, and then they'd have extremely hardcore street fight matches that can be
where the whole fucking locker room comes down.
Yeah, I mean, there can be all sorts of crazy shit. They've had some of the most excellent tag team matches I've ever fucking seen.
Well, and one of my favorite matches of all time is Jerry Lynn and RVD in Living Dangerously. I think 98, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was the late 90s.
That match to me is one of my favorite matches of all time. And Jerry Lynn fucking blew his brains out on the concrete floor on that one. He jumped from the, I think it was top rope, I could be mistaken, to land on RVD right on the fucking, because they pulled the mat up, so it's just all concrete exposed. He landed, he slipped, and went bang, head first. And he was out for a good, 2.5, 3 minutes.
I want to say he did the same thing on Monday Nitro against Sabu as well, way back then.
He blew his brains out. RVD had to literally pick him up, roll him into the ring, and then after a couple of minutes, when he finally recovered, they carried on. It was still a great fucking match.
God, sunset flip, get out of there, Jesus!
One of the coolest things I got to have happen recently was I was out and about going to this one game store that I frequent whenever I'm in the area, and I go inside, and the chick that's working there, she has a PlayStation 3 kiosk inside of there, and on the TV is ECW matches. I'm like, holy fucking shit! I can't. And she's the only one working there, and I mean, nobody else is in the store. She's the only one there, and she's concentrated watching it. It doesn't mind me, and I walk up and I see the match. I forgot what match it was off the top of my head. I actually think it had something to do with the Triple Threat, the actual faction. Yeah. But I turned to her. I'm just like, ECW, and she was just like, I just started getting into this over the past couple months. I can't get enough of it. I was like, you are fucking cool as hell, and fucking gave her a high five. And I gave her some recommendations of matches to watch, and some of them she had already seen, but it was just cool because, ECW, I mean, even still now, granted, most wrestling fans know of it, but when it first started, it was underground as shit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was, it was being...
It had to be with all the fucking unlicensed music and the fucking profane use of blood. They never got shut down because no one cared, because no one heard about it. They must have been on Go Fight Live or something.
The best thing, just forever will tell people, what you see on ECW might seem cool. You have to be there in person. I don't even know how to fucking describe the atmosphere because it's nothing like any other wrestling show I had went to. But all the wrestlers would interact with the crowd. They would say whatever the fuck they wanted. Like, people think I'm foul-mouthed. You need to listen to the Dudleys cut a fucking promo in the middle of the ring. that shit was of the most epic proportions. They would say the most fucked up things, like they'd call people out and be like, look at this fat, nasty fucking cunt right here. I wouldn't fuck you with his dick. And like, just saying all this shit, and it was...
People who would
it was
justify this have
glorious.
apparently never been to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, by the way.
Oh, dude,
Because if you've been to Philly, this should not be surprising at all.
Oh no, not surprising at all, but when you were going to a wrestling show, the most that you're surprised to hear, did that person just say ass instead of posterior? Goodness gracious!
It sounds more like British wrestling. Oh, hello. Hello, good sir. I'm going to slap you around a
The
little bit
British
now.
wrestling. I love the British wrestling. These guys wrestling in front of like 9 dudes.
Yes.
In a studio, I swear to you, I've got closets, bigger closets in my house than where these guys wrestle. It's insane. The ring is like the size of the Ouya. It's ridiculous.
The Ouya Arena.
dear.
As an ILW, those guys, I mean, God bless them. They work really hard, but you can't see any of it, so it doesn't matter. They've got like 4 lights.
They put on a good show, I will be honest. I've been to a
try,
show.
they do what they can. It's very technical, and you have to be, especially in a ring. I mean,
I've only
I'm
seen
not
one
kidding.
show
It's like
of
a
theirs.
playpen for children.
I've only seen one show of theirs, and they did a good show, but they are definitely like punching above their weight. Yeah, they're looking at like WWE and all that. So yeah, we can do that, but on a lot smaller scale. It's like, well, don't even bother.
Scott.
Well, also, I mean, and based on my experience, these are some of the biggest men that Britain have to offer.
Yeah.
And so, that means that these guys are in excess of 6 feet tall, so they try and do a vertical suplex. There's not enough room in the ring for a full-blown vertical suplex without injury. But they try. They tuck in the legs. They do what they can. It looks like converted midget wrestling. They get taller, they get shorter.
Yes. No,
But
that
they
I would
try.
pay to see.
They try.
And on that painful note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring us back to the video games because we have a ton more questions waiting, and it's time to go back to them. Mr. Daniel Slopes Game Room Everton asks, what would be your ideal crossover game, but from 2 different companies be?
Ooh.
Oh.
Be
I'm gonna go with one off the top of my head because it should have been made by now, and it's fucking common sense. Bayonetta and Devil May Cry.
Fuck yeah. Fuck
I don't know
yeah.
why the fuck it hasn't happened. They've got the same, you don't have to fuck with the control scheme whatsoever, but I just want to see those 2 characters finally meet and then run around together, because Bayonetta herself is essentially the female Dante.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I love both franchises a bunch. I'm not talking about DMC because DMC is fucking dumb. So we'll just go with actual Devil May Cry and roll with that. So yeah, those 2.
For me, it would be Guilty Gear and I'm blanking out on the name now. God
Blaze
damn
Blue.
it. Yes, Blaze Blue.
Oh. Okay.
Whoa! On
Yeah.
the same
I
wavelength.
have to chime in real quick on that. Guilty Gear would fucking shit all over every Blaze Blue character.
Yeah.
All of them. And anybody who's listening to this can be like, well, for your information, look, my information is factually fucking based, and that's the poor folks at the entire roster of Blaze Blue is nothing but all the characters from Guilty Gear with a palette swap.
Yeah.
That's it.
Pretty much.
End of the fucking day. Good games, mind you. Good
Oh, yeah.
games. But no, Guilty Gear did it first and did it best. Boom. There. Mic drop.
Anybody else?
Well, I'd say I want to do one better. I was going to do...
I'm going to go and cry
this
now.
needs to happen for me. For me. There needs to be Jet Moto cross F-Zero cross Wipeout.
Oh, yeah.
We
Okay.
need to see that because
Dear God.
Jet Moto ain't got no characters. Jet Moto is a bunch of fucking corporate like Mountain Dew logos and shit. F-Zero's got the charm, and Wipeout, those guys don't give a fuck. Those guys just want to go fast. So there's something to be said for that. If your ocular cavities can keep up with it, that's what you need to see. You need to see
Hey,
F-Zero cross Jet Moto cross Wipeout.
If we're going to do that, then we need to at least continue to have the really cheesy, hokey, horribly scripted and voice-acted storyline from F-Zero GX done by
Yes.
Sega, the masters of fucking cheese whenever it comes to adapting things.
But they need to use the original writing staff from Shenmue.
Game over, yeah.
Oh, look, if we're going to do that, I want the entire voice cast to come back on just so that they can go, do you know where I can find any
You know they're in
sailors?"
their 50s now,
No.
right? They're
I
old
think
now.
we have another.
Dude, one good thing, Shenmue 3, the voice actor who did Ryo's voice is coming back
I
for
know,
Shenmue.
it's so fucking cool.
I'm so fucking happy, because all I wanted was Shenmue 3, and then I was like, man, but if I got Shenmue 3, I'd want to have the same cheesy voice acting, and I'm going to get that.
Yeah, I
What's
want
gonna
it
happen
as
is
deadpan as
before-
Like
possible.
Solid Snake is gonna be all. I'm old.
Oh, dude, he's not that old.
No.
For fuck's sake.
He's also
just-
Batman, evidently.
I just want to go to a gumball machine in that game and just buy something and just keep clicking the buy again, because all I want to
Dude,
hear,
I want another Sega arcade.
all I want to hear in HD is, I think I'll have another. And
It
I'm
needs
just
to be a
like,
shitty
want a
one.
real
Ultimate
arcade
Beast.
in my hometown.
done.
And then it says, Scott, I think you've had enough. No, I want more. Buy more. Until all the
Just
money's
gonna
run
say, never mind a real, never mind a Sega arcade. I'd kill for a real arcade in my hometown. They're all extinct.
Hey, look, it's Keanu Reeves.
Ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen, the
don't worry.
Lawn Boy rises.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm late. My alarm didn't go off.
You're early, aren't you? What is this, midnight?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
well, yeah,
like-
early for me.
It's like
Yes.
fucking 6 a.m. to you, isn't it?
Dave, crossover from two different companies. Video game.
Crossover from two different companies' video game.
Yes, can't
Peppa,
speak.
Peppa Pig and Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh,
And
I was
Bob
going to
the
say.
Yeah.
I was going to
I
say.
was just trying to think.
No. I do one better. Those two franchises made by NetherRealm Studios.
Silent. Oh, see, the Resident Evil's lost its way, as has Silent Hill, and obviously that's a whole convoluted story within itself. But Silent Hill and Resident Evil.
Silent Evil, if you will.
Mm.
That sounds like flatulence.
Yeah. That's how you do it in a church. It's Silent Evil.
That's why they call them pews.
That's my new Kickstarter project. Hashtag 2016.
No, I want to start a
Silent
Kickstarter
Evil.
project to get more people to fart in church.
Yeah.
Well, my crossover, I was going to go with Skyrim and Sesame Street, but Dave's is just that little bit better. So,
Actually, the problem with Thomas Tank Engine though is you couldn't make it free roaming, could you? If you think about it.
So what? Let me guess. The new race would be Beacon
You
Born
have
or
to use
something?
the airplane friends.
you could make it. You could make it also a SimCity crossover and build train tracks.
Then
Yeah.
fucking call
Look-
upon
look
the
at- look
massive
at-
metallic spider. that
Building
come
train
and crushes
tracks, the least interesting and most depressing and stressful part of SimCity.
I want a bonsai
You need
tree
mass
to-
transit. I
to-
paid $35,000 goddamn dollars for mass transit. They're not using it. They're not. They're driving on the streets. They keep complaining about traffic. Fuck the people of SimCity. The Sims, essentially. Fuck the Sims.
Is that because your price rises aren't in line with inflation or wages?
That's probably, yeah, it's incongruent with the amount of inflation adjusted over year. It never works out for me. They don't want to pay taxes. Again, fuck these people. Vote for Bernie Sanders. You want a bunch of free shit.
New question from Nitro Java. He asks, do any of you guys play the Souls series?
I get asked that every fucking week. Sort of.
I have
What do you
Bloodborne,
say is
but
it-
I haven't taken it out of the packet yet.
I've played Demon Souls. That is all. I don't have any of the games, and my backlog is so fucking goddamn big.
Well, everybody
I
can
don't
see
have
it right
around.
now.
Yeah, it's backlog. Oh no, it gets far worse because it's like, look at all those PS3 games, and what you don't see is stuff
Leisure
I'm not
Suit
feeling
Larry.
like that.
Dirty.
So, yeah. Well, no, technically I have beat several of these games, but that's because I rented and borrowed them. Like Resident Evil, beat that. Just Cause 2, beat that. Dead Space, beat that. Silent Hill Homecoming, beat that. Sonic the Hedgehog, I didn't beat that because I don't think it's possible. And Metal Gear Rising, beat that. Oh, shit. Get over there.
That's amazing. Somebody who's good at video games on this live stream. I don't think that's ever happened. Yeah.
It's a first.
An actual real-life gamer? No.
Oh my god.
We're going to have to retire the live stream because of that. Now, a non-gaming question. Are you ready for this? From CliffFitter89. He asks, why does anime suck ass nowadays, rather? What happened to Ronin Warriors, Cowboy Bebop, Berserk, The Vision of Escaflowne, and other quality anime shows?
Like other quality pieces of literature, they went away. They told their story. They're not a fucking franchise to go on forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Good
like
answer.
Planes or something.
I could probably describe this. The market boom and oversaturation is what happened. There is still quality anime out there, just like there's quality manga out there. But the problem is that once the market blew up, that means that anybody was able to go and make it and put that shit out there. For example, did you notice that old anime, they had distinctive art styles? You could actually tell anime apart, just like you can with any other kind of art from anywhere else around the entire globe. But now anime all looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Now, you're going to have
Miyazaki.
the diamonds in the rough, but I mean, fuck, man, it's just too much, too fast. But
It's
luckily,
just
we still have stuff like Detective Conan.
Well, you could look at the
Basically-
Apple App Store or the Google Play Store for the same thing. There used to be a handful of useful things on there, and then everybody got a license, and now you have to wade through a bunch of stars and rainbows and bullshit that doesn't fucking do anything except steal your information.
Yeah,
Get a
look at it
shovel
like
and
this.
start digging.
So if anime starts stealing information, we have bigger things to worry about.
Look, the quality shit is
Especially
out
the anime
there.
that I've seen. Oh boy.
There's good stuff out there. Like, it's just
There
really
is an incessant amount of
over. Like
You just
Attack on Titan.
you gotta wade through it.
Any
Like, I watched
recommendations?
Death Note. That's kind of old, but awesome.
Let's say it has to be. Let's say it has to be after 2005.
Oh, I'm
Me
fucked. I
fucked.
don't know anything.
Alright, let's see.
Are there any Lupin movies after 2005?
They were actually rebooting the Lupin series and bringing
Are they?
that back. Yeah.
Oh, so they're gonna ruin it just like they did to RoboCop.
Well, they apparently were still making the movies, but the actual ongoing series took a pretty long break, which, you know, depending on your opinion of it, it could be good or bad. But it still looks good. It still retains the actual look and feel of it, according to everybody that's seen whatever they have of it.
It just
But-
sucks having to go through distributors and import that shit.
It sounds weird, but most of the anime that I watch, I don't even know what years most of the anime I like is from.
Can you
Nah,
really
nah.
tell?
I mean, with some of them, like one off the top of my head, I was trying to. No, I think Witch Hunter Robin's from the 90s.
The only giveaway on new anime, if it's new or old, is the text in the credits.
Let's see, Witch Hunter
Yeah.
Robin final episode was in 2002.
What
So
about
I guess
the,
that's 2000.
the cropping? If it's 4:3, it's likely to be.
Okay,
more-
yeah, the cropping that should, well, it should, but don't forget a lot of those films were given widescreen releases back in the 80s.
That's true. That is true.
Back when anime stood a chance.
I've still got a soft spot for Wicked City.
Here we go. Samurai Champloo, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
That's alright.
Let's see. Nope, those ones are all stupid. Still going. Hellsing Ultimate, that one's fucking amazing. That's fairly newish. Some of these I've just never heard of. Because again, Ergo Proxy. There's another good one.
I'm a big fan of Ghost in the Shell series, like, but I like it more than the movies.
Is that sort of thing shown on stuff like Cartoon Network over here? Do you know, or do you have to get it on DVD these days?
I don't know, do they show cartoons on Cartoon Network in Britain?
I would not.
I don't know.
Because in America, it's the worst shit the internet ever thought of, but with a TV budget. I never thought, as a grown man, I never thought I would long for the Powerpuff Girls. Like, just something with color, anything.
Yeah.
Because this Tim and Eric awesome show can,
I
again,
think
keep the left
off
side of my
top
phallus.
head, the only thing off the top of my head that I probably would watch Cartoon Network for would be fucking Adventure Time. I don't think that's even on Cartoon Network anymore.
I say
Well,
we
I thought-
return to the dizzying heights of Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah.
They are.
That was meant.
When Jendi Tartakovsky was, still capable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he met Adam Sandler, and, well, there you are.
Well, yeah.
Derp. And so forth. Does anyone remember the name of, and did they ever make it into a series? I read it years ago, and I got a complete brain fart, I can't remember it, where the kid's school gets dumped into like an alternative dimension in the middle of a desert. Desert? No, that's porridge. A desert. And there's like all kinds of crazy shit outside that wants to kill them. And it's horrifically violent.
Crazier than being dumped into porridge.
Wait,
Yeah.
you have porridge for dessert?
Yeah, because we're poor in Bristol. It's a luxury.
It's the main course here.
That's because you're northern.
It's up northern.
But anyone remember what the name is? I'll have to Google it later on. It was
I was gonna
brilliant.
say,
It was really,
I
really
don't
done.
I don't even know how the hell that is. Like.
It used to come in the really, really cool books that you read from the back to the front.
Oh, right. You mean the manga?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you
But I
meant
was just
anime.
curious whether they made it into a series. So, what was it called? All I just remember was it was so dark, and it was just you'd never get that shit over here. But anything flies there. I gotta
The
find
only thing,
this.
if I remember rightly, because I used to go to like across the road, there was a mum and pop's video store when I was a kid, and the only sort of manga stuff you saw was either
What, Scott? Sorry.
manga, anime, what the fuck ever.
No, I meant
The
mom
only
and
thing
pop.
the only thing you would see would be fucking Violence Jack and the Guyver. That's it. And that's all I fucking watched. Yeah, that was my only like introduction to anime at the time. And I'd go back and watch like Violence Jack now, and it's just the worst fucking shit you ever seen in your life.
Richard Anderson worked in your anime shop.
Dude, I just recently got an account on Crunchyroll just so that I could start watching some newer shit.
It sounded like you said cunty roll. I was like, what site is that?
That's me signed up for
Is
that.
that on the Apple TV?
That is a Crunchyroll.
God, you wrong.
Okay, right. I think we've done that
It's
to
an
death
offshoot
now.
program. It's
Anime.
They like pizza rolls, but X-rated.
X-rated pizza rolls.
It's
Is that like
exquisite programming on
the X-
cuntyroll.com.
X-rated pizza cats.
There's lots of preservatives in them.
I believe in
Monosodium
44,
glutamate and what have you.
I believe in 44 shows that's the first time we've ever talked about anime. At least I don't ever remember talking about it.
I thought you were going to say said the C word, and I was going to say, really, keep up?
Ooh. We should do a supercut of all of those, shouldn't we? Someone go and do that. We'll pay you a £5, £5, UK.
Well, you're northern, that's a lot
Well,
of
that's
money.
better than $5 or 5 Greek euros, so you're doing all right.
That's me all week's wage, that, £5.
Why, are you in Macedonia too?
Kishiro guy says, or asks, what's your favourite way forward game?
Strider.
Are there different way forward games? Because I'm pretty sure they were all Shantae.
Nah, probably mine be Strider.
Fuck.
'Cause that's the only one I can think of right now.
I can't think of any.
Look it up.
I'm
Strider.
gonna go out on a limb.
DuckTales.
And, yeah, DuckTales Remastered.
They did pretty well with that one.
I like DuckTales Remastered, then Double Dragon Neon.
Oh yeah, Double Dragon Neon. Yeah, that
Mighty
was
Switch
good.
Force is no slouch.
I still have not gotten to try that. I want to though.
It's it challenges your patience here and there.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I always forget. Contra 4 was actually
Yes.
done by Way
Oh
Forward.
yeah, yeah. they
Nintendo
were.
DS 2007?
That's
Dude,
a
and
good
it's
game.
weird because not only is that a great Contra game,
Yeah.
it has the look and feel of all the Contra games, sounds like it, but they never tried to capitalize off of
No.
it.
Same with fucking Hardcore Uprising.
Oh
Nothing
yeah,
else.
Hardcore Uprising, fucking phenomenal. And
Yeah.
it just goes to show, like, Konami in-house hasn't been developing shit.
No.
Like
that
in-house,
was
they have
given-
not been developing a single fucking thing. They've licensed out
And they gave
their
that game
IPs.
System Works to do, and they fucking killed it.
What about Double Dragon Neon?
Oh, I fucking love that.
2012.
Great game.
I like
Yeah,
that.
Double Dragon
I
Neon,
bought it on
I was
PS3.
Dude, I was going off about how great that was just yesterday, and talking about it, and I don't get why it gets such a bad rap from people. It kind of bewilders me. I'm like, it looks good, it sounds good, it's a lengthy experience by comparison to traditional beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to it. What's not to love? Also, really excellent music, and Skullmageddon.
really good.
Skullmageddon's a big highlight for me.
Okay. Let's see. What other way forward games do we have here? Adventure Time. Hey, Ice King. Why'd you steal that garbage?
Nope.
No.
A Boy and His Blob on Nintendo Wii. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
way.
they did that as well. That's fucking cool.
Yeah, and that's again because we had talked about remakes quite a few times. That's a very, very, very good Wii make. Yeah, fuck it, Wii make. That
Yes.
works.
We make, yes.
I totally forgot about they did that. Yeah, it's a fucking good game, and I don't never ever play my fucking Nintendo Wii at all. But
Dude,
I did.
Nintendo
That
Wii
game's
is it's got shitloads of absolutely rubbish ass games.
yeah,
But it's also got tons of fucking gems in there that everybody seems to kind of conveniently forget exist. Poor Nintendo Wii.
well, no, the only two games that, off the top of my head, if you ask me, my two favorite games on there would be Mad World and House of Dead Overkill.
Feel cool.
House of Dead Overkill was a favorite of mine on there until I played the PlayStation 3 version, and I just like that one more. It looked nicer.
Yeah, you were trying to justify your boneheaded purchase of the Move, weren't you?
Hey, I bought the Move specifically to play light gun games, and that's all I got for it.
Either
So
that or to
it's-
make ice cream cone wiener jokes.
How did
I
you
still
know?
say that the greatest game on the Wii is Chop Till You Drop.
Shop till you drop.
Chop Till You Drop.
All right, I thought you were going to say it's like
Dead Rising.
a video game conversion of Supermarket Sweep.
To a degree, yes. I just
Check
like
it.
it because the guns didn't break. So, you know, what do you want to do if someone sticks you in a mall with guns? You want to Dawn of the Dead out. You don't want them to break. So
With
you've
The
got
main
the added...
problem with that game, though, is the fact that the novelty behind Dead Rising was you had gajillions of zombies everywhere, and in that, they could not handle it. The textures were bogged down to absolute shit. While the combat seemed a little bit better because of what you had brought up, the main premise of it seemed to just, I don't know, be taken away. It's like you're in this big mall, and it just seems so vast and new and great.
And it had,
and big.
it had those little ropes that pinned you in as well, didn't it? But
Yeah.
I just really enjoyed it because when it came out in this country, it was a budget game. On launch, it was £15. So, you know, that kind of took a bit of a sting out of it. And also just running around the wall with loads of guns. And I used to like going on the roof and taking out the sniper gun and just popping zombies in the head, pushing trolleys.
Did you play the 360 one first, or did you play that one first?
I played this one first.
See,
that's why.
that
I
might
played
be
the
why.
360
Like for
one.
me, I played through the 360 one a shit ton. Then when I played that, I felt like I took several steps back in regards to a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, why the fuck did what? It had bothered the crap out
No,
of
I
me.
think you're right. I think it's because I went to it fresh, like you said, if that makes sense. So I had no sort of preconceptions of it. So I guess the fact that the zombies weren't brilliant and also they kind of clipped in and out quite badly. You turn around, there wasn't one there, and all of a sudden he appeared like the shopkeeper from Mr. Ben. But I just, because I never played the other one before, I just had a massive amount of fun just running around a mall blowing fucking zombies' heads off. The only thing I will say that they really shouldn't have added because it was stupid, and I like to find the person who did this and just slap them in the face with a rolled up newspaper and say, no! And go sit on the naughty step and think about what you've done was, what was the fucking deal with the dogs and the fucking parrots? Oh, to say they were irritating was beyond fucking sunrash. But there you go, that's my favourite Wii game. Plus Scott, who you called a good one with Mad World, which for some reason went from being a full price release game to bargain bins, at least in England, in about
Yeah, it
4
dropped.
months.
It dropped.
You
price
could get it for
really
like £2.
quickly. Yeah.
Dude, it was simply because if it wasn't a Nintendo game, most people didn't give a shit.
And that was
I mean,
probably
that's
one
really
of the most like graphically stunning games I played. Not even on the Wii, or just in general. All right, it's still within the limitations of the console, but what they did to make that game stand out with what they had was really fucking cool.
And also, let's not forget being voiced by Bender was quite good.
Yeah. Well, the announcer, fucking awesome.
Shiny
Now I'm kind of curious, but Mr. Chaos, what would be your top pick for all-time favorite Wii game if you had to pick one?
I was thinking there are so many goddamn titles on that system. I mean, most of them are absolute piss and shit. I'll be honest with you. God, which one? There's so many, and no matter what you say, you get a groan.
Zelda.
Wii Music. That one's fabulous. I would not be the proficient lead guitarist that I am without Wii Music, and so there you are.
And Nintendo's live conference would not have gone over as well without that being demonstrated live for an entire audience of people that look confused and scared at the same time.
Well, not only that, seeing Reggie on a balance board, that can terrify entire countries.
At least we know how to win world wars again.
We do.
Let's put him out there.
You wonder why it hasn't been unleashed before, because it could conquer democracy, and we can't have that.
If I was going to pick one, I guess I'll go with Super Mario Galaxy. Generic,
I think Super Mario Galaxy 2 is slightly better.
It is, from what everybody tells me, but I still don't have the game, so I don't ever want to be like, it's better because of what I've heard. Like, I've played through all of Galaxy, and that I consider it one of the best Mario games, which is saying a whole fuck ton. And I feel that they don't get the recognition.
It makes you hate Super Mario Sunshine less.
I don't know about well, you know what? I don't hate Super Mario Sunshine because I can still think of those segments where they take the water pack away from you, the flood.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, go through the stages on your own without it. I'm like, why couldn't the game be this? That'd be great. Can we just have this and only this?
No, bits of Sunshine that were really good. I liked when all the...
Where Mario goes on vacation, but he still has to fucking clean everything for some reason. What kind of vacation is that?
The level I liked didn't have that. It was, he got his jetpack taken off him and he had to get to the top of like the resort from like underneath. So he was like hanging everywhere. Like everything on like the main top side of the level was like lava. That was one of my highlights.
It let you actually platform the way that the game should have been. I mean, I'm willing to forgive camera problems to hell and back unless the game is unplayable because of how bad it is. But overall, people might look back and eventually like the game, kind of how everybody started to with Luigi's Mansion. Everybody shit on that poor thing when it first came out, and I fucking loved it.
On Wind Waker as well.
Oh yeah, Wind Waker got tons of fucking flack. Oh, this game looks like shit. It looks like a cartoon. How gay! It's so fucking gay. That's what people would say about it all the time.
That pales in comparison to the faggoty melandering about how Link is not right-handed. Oh!
God, who gives a shit?
I think
it always kills me, some of the complaints that people have about Legend of Zelda games. I'm like, man, you guys are fucking ridiculous about some of this shit.
Everyone loves to drop a big leg on the Wii. It's an easy candidate. Just like the Ouya. Fuck the Ouya.
Oh, look, the Ouya really doesn't have much to offer. Well, they're going to be pulling sponsorship. They should have pulled sponsorship by now, but we're like some of the only ones that are willing to take them for sponsorship, so they're probably happy.
Yes. Oh yeah, if you're watching, ding. Right, while we're on the subject of Zelda, Novabug asks, will the next Zelda ever be released on the Wii U, or will it carry over to the NX?
What's to say it wouldn't be released on both platforms like Twilight Princess?
That's what I thought.
That's what I think is going to happen.
I think it'll be like a 6-month gap.
Because the exact same thing happened with Twilight Princess. They hyped the fuck out of Twilight Princess, and then, well, hold on a second. We love you too much. That's the way they make it seem anyway, when in fact somebody dropped the ball somewhere. And it's, why couldn't it be a dual release? I don't see that being a problem. You're going to get it. Calm down.
It's true.
Both copies.
I forget, but does Nintendo actually have a conference at the Tokyo Game Show?
I think they're going to have a developers conference, but outside of anything for major announcements, who knows?
Well, it's
I figured that they
so
might
I'd
end up
imagine.
showing off something for it there, just considering that there wasn't anything shown at E3.
Devil's
Yeah,
Day,
they're going to show that Donkey Kong shows up in Splatoon. Cranky
Yeah,
Kong is in
Devil's Day.
Splatoon, and then the next day they're going to drop the news.
What they need to do is get Zeke from Zombies Ate My Neighbor, since he has a squirt gun, and have him run around in Splatoon. That'd be great. I like the idea. Go me.
What do
But
you
yeah,
mean?
That sounds like a whole
skip
bunch
the
of
Wii U.
licensing.
No, there's definitely going to be a release on the Wii U. It'd be asinine for them not to, but it does seem like that Nintendo is probably shifting a lot more of their focus over to the NX, just because that's going to be their new system, and they've got a lot of catching up to do, just considering that this will be their second system for technically one console gen. Technically.
Yeah, true. But then if you also look, that's a big slap in the face for
Well,
us
you're
loyal
making
Nintendo
an
customers.
assumption that the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 are actually going to produce something worth keeping a buzz about. That's a huge assumption on your part.
If you look at the last three Nintendo consoles, they all had a lifespan of pretty much exactly 5 years. So you could say that they're just being consistent.
I would say that normally, but the thing is, just considering the timing of the competition,
Yeah.
and then considering the specs of them versus them, it then seems as if Nintendo had brought out the Wii U for the Nintendo came out the gate starting this technical console generation. And that's what most people consider it as, all right, the next console generation started with the Wii U, because the Nintendo Wii was the last console generation. So, in a way, this is like them having a second console out the gate.
Yeah, but also the business is changing, and in a time span, just like, especially in fashion with young girls, it gets shorter and shorter. The cycles get shorter all the time. All the time. And these are things that you kind of have to expect. Look at the iPhone. They don't even need to, and they're shoving new ones out the door. And some dumb fucks buy them every single time, lined up out the door.
Do you think the new NX stands for New Extreme Wii U? And this is the part again.
No, I think it means the same thing Project Cafe meant. Nothing.
Oh, and Yell Chaos, I actually have an entire list of games I'm looking forward to on the PS4 right now.
All right, that's good for you. And now they just need to sell it to 35 other million people.
I'm going to name them off for the fuck of it.
Please do. Because then I'm going to go get my fucking whiteboard.
Earth Defense Force 4.1, Disgaea 5, Tomb Raider, Worlds of Final Fantasy, Fallout 4, The Last Guardian, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Star Ocean 5, technically, South Park, The Fractured Butthole, haha, I always like that name, Doom 4, Mad Max, Just Cause 3, Uncharted 4, Ratchet & Clank, let's see, Fallout 4, and this is technically cheating, Shovel Knight. Yeah. Because I want the physical copy of it.
Name all the games that you want on the Xbox One.
I don't have an Xbox One.
Competition my foot.
Okay, well here, on the Xbox One, I would like to get Dead Rising 3, Sunset Overdrive, Rare Replay, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head.
I noticed that you don't have a list ready.
Well, actually, the only reason I could list off all this stuff for PS4 is because I started putting stuff into an Amazon wish list to keep track of release dates. Because that's the only way I can remember half this shit, because I have too much crap going on. But, like, and actually there's one other game. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth. Yes, I am actually looking forward to that, because it's a turn-based RPG. Oh my fucking god, and it's on consoles! Holy shit. So amazing.
I've got to be honest, South Park will probably be the reason that I finally jumped to one of those two systems. So I love the first game, and the fact that I'm going to have to upgrade to play it. Possibly means I will.
So it wasn't the half-assed promise of half-assed backwards compatibility to win you over, Dave?
Maybe a little bit, but
Because I was
No, no, you
I was going through my Xbox games, and the fucking Xbox 360 doesn't support jack shit on the original Xbox. It
Nah.
supports
Hey, it does. It supports something.
fucking Project Gotham Racing, and that was about it.
the Punisher.
Thing.
Oh, and Crimson
Top-
Sky.
The only game off the top of my head that is support would be Panzer Dragoon Auto, because that's the only time I played it.
Yeah, and thank you very much for sending it to me, Scott.
What?
Panzer Dragoon North is quite a good game. I don't know, it is kind of a bummer that backwards compatibility has taken such a backseat this generation, which I found to be kind of annoying.
It's sad what people will throw a fucking parade when you mention backwards compatibility. That's like, what, 17% backward compatibility from just what I've seen from Microsoft? Whereas the Atari 7800 had 100% backwards compatibility in 1986.
Get one of those then.
You definitely do. Don't buy the Xbox One. Get yourself an Atari 7800. That way you can feel really European.
Why would you want to?
Well, because it's better over there, so you must know something.
Oh, well, our Atari 7800 came with a proper little joypad as well, not the wanky joystick.
Yeah, you lucky bastards. What did we get over here in America? We got tendinitis. That's what we got.
Sounds like a great game.
Does anyone know what the deal is with the NX and if that's Nintendo are going to do their standard? Because let's be honest, they're the bastions of compatibility who kept flying the flag. Is the NX going to have any form of backwards compatibility or?
There's absolutely no features announced for the NX other than it exists. No specs, no nothing.
Couldn't care less when it comes backwards compatibility. I'd rather they itinerate than look back.
It'd really be amazing if, like, how, they've had a lot of trouble for the Wii U getting the GameCube adapter into stores. I got Smash Brothers on my Wii U at fucking Christmas time, and they just got into Best Buy last week, August, 8 months later. So I can imagine they would say, yes, there's backwards compatibility, but you have to buy this extra disk drive to put your disc games in there, but then they don't get them into stores until, like, fucking the second coming of Christ.
Well, that's because he's an important guy, so they didn't want to let him down.
Yeah, but he said he was going to show up like 15 years ago. That was a lie. Must be the same PR people. The same people that worked at Ouya.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Quest Heroes, Tales of Zestiria, Nier, and Tearaway Unfolded. There's some more.
Oh yeah.
Bravo!
Before
And
the
I think
Nier
they
game.
sell 10 to 15 million of each of those, and then they'll be able to break even.
Woo!
And they won't have to sell as many buildings next year.
Good for them.
You notice I didn't say it would stop, because it won't.
Okay, we have a couple of questions from Mr. Retro Unlim himself. These are quite interesting. First one is directed to Mr. Alpha Omega Sin. Hello, Alpha. He asks, Hi. Stephen Richards asks, have there ever been topics of current news that you felt were too much to your views on in your videos?
No. The only things that I've ever come across were like news items that weren't exactly probably like good for my channel because they don't have like a central gaming focus, so I end up avoiding them because I'm real big into comic books and anime and wrestling and then actual news, real world events. And not everybody gives a shit about stuff like that, so sometimes you have to kind of pick and choose what the fuck you're going to do, and considering I'm uploading fucking daily, basically, you don't want to upload a shitload of stuff that nobody's going to even fucking watch, or you'll end up having a divided audience. It gets weird.
How dare you have beliefs that are contrary to mine?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's terrible. And tons of people are like, I disagree with you, and I'm like, okie dokie. I don't know what else to tell you, but that is good.
I think half the time that people are just trying to get spoiled for a fight, ain't they? Because you have a strong opinion, and then they're like, "Oh, boo, fuck you," and then they just try and I don't know if it's trolling, but they're just trying to get the rise that they always want.
There's only a matter of time before this spills into the real world of people picking fights with YouTubers. It's only a matter of time, and I want to say, I will be the first to beat the fuck out of you in real life over Sonic the Hedgehog. Just to prove a point, I want you to know that. Please,
Be very, very careful what you say, because this sort of stuff already has in the UK with football violence, blatant fanboyism.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. You know
point.
what? Then I'm in favor of it because it ends up people turning over police cars, so it can't be all bad.
Oh, I can imagine that now. You saying that, and in my head, all I've got is the Warriors, but everyone's a fan of a certain game. So you got like the Sonics, and you've got fucking the Street Fighter
They're all
characters.
blue, aren't they? They paint their face blue with a white muzzle.
That'd be fucking awesome.
If people ever get to the point that they disagree with somebody that makes videos on YouTube and they want to go and fight them in real life, one, they're sad sacks of shit, and two, they're probably going to get beat the fuck down.
Doesn't that happen like Taiwan all the time?
Dude,
No.
I had one guy actually say that he was going to meet me at too many games and he was going to beat the shit out of me. And it was over a disagreement. And I just told him, was like, you might want to rethink what you're saying right now because I'll make it into an event. Like, I'm not afraid of you. Your internet talk doesn't do shit. Just realize, like, and I don't call the police because I don't need the police. Just realize if you're going to make
Last
this
thing
happen,
we need is an investigation.
it gets fucking ridiculous. I just told him, I said, seriously, think about what you're doing right now. Realize that you will have to go and explain to somebody at some point the reason that you just got beat the fuck up is because you decided to start a fight because you disagreed over a fucking video game
Exactly.
and somebody's opinion on it. It's like,
Well, I think
said,
a lot of it is people
in
just
real
feel
life, bro.
self-empowered when they can be anonymous, don't they?
Well, also don't
yeah,
forget, a lot of people have built their entire YouTube career off of picking fights with people over video games.
I was about to
I'm
say
not going to
that.
name names, but they know who they are.
You know, they make a lot of clickbaity clickbaity videos with big YouTubers' names in them and try and make a quick buck out of them.
And they usually have really shitty handles, too, so...
Dude, it's always fucking ridiculous. I'm like, look, they're all opinions. That's all it is. It's opinions about a fucking industry that everybody likes a whole bunch.
Yeah.
When you decide that you want to take it to some next level shit where you need to get into a fight, you don't look like a bad motherfucker for it. You look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I mean,
How do these-
it's fucking
People go and
sad.
vote on poll day. Do you know what I mean? If they're like this, just who are you voting for? God damn it! Start fucking fighting the polling booth because you dare to express an opinion different than mine.
You dare to vote for one millionaire that I didn't vote for.
Yeah.
I'm all for, like, you know, open debates
Yeah, I
and
fucking
shit
love
like
them.
that, but for it to spill into a fucking fight, and for anything to ever even, like, get to the point of, you know, I have to consider a physical confrontation over the fact that we are not coming to terms with, to agree to disagree, that's insanity to me.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because whenever I was even having this talk about this dude that had said the shit that he did, I had my two best friends were coming with me to the convention, and they got wind of it, and they said, when is he going to be there? When is he going to be there? We're going to fucking black bag him. We're going to black bag him. This fucker won't see it coming. And they're dead fucking serious and wanting to beat this dude and rob him. And I'm just like, it's not fucking worth it. They're like, who the fuck cares? This will be fun. And I'm like, because we're supposed to go to the game convention to have fun. And they're like, but this is fun.
I want to make it clear. These are the kind of people that go to too many games. The kind of people that black bag people and rob them.
Yeah. And I'm just, that's why I was trying to explain to this dude. I'm like, you don't have any idea, like, what you're even fucking with. I'm like, if you come at me to fight me, I'm gonna fight you like my life depends on it. And then I have a fucking posse. No one will find you. Like, no one will find you. They don't have cameras there.
Your
No
name
one
to
will find you.
Ultimately, what's going to happen is he's going to come up to you and he's going to shove something in your hand like, "Oh, Mr. Alpha Megasin, sir, can you sign this for me?" Because it never happens. Yeah, they build it all up. They
I'll
build
bet
it
you
all
that
up
guy
and
was
nothing
there.
happens.
I bet you that guy was there. He took a picture with you, shook your hand,
Yeah.
and went home and fondled himself. He touched me with this hand.
Dude, it's just...
They looked at the picture, too. They looked at it on Facebook over and over and over again.
Oh, dude, there's been quite a few people. I'm just like, you know what? You're so fucking obsessed over some random YouTubers that have like a different opinion. I bet you fucking masturbate in a mirror and say their name over and over again, like the
To
fucking
quote
creep you are.
Deadpool, I'm touching myself tonight.
Like, oh man, I actually said that to one
They said,
dude.
oh, when I think about you, I touch myself.
I told this one dude who he'd made several videos of how much he fucking hated me, and I was the worst person in the entire universe because clearly I am.
That's
and he
great.
did all this shit, and all I did was I told him, I was like, I bet when you're fucking your old lady that you tell her to call you Alpha Omega Sin, don't you? And he was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And I was just like, whoa now. You don't need to go and divulge all of your inner feelings about me and what you really want to do. I get it. I understand. But you might want to just dial it back a bit before you end up getting fucking divorce papers in the mail.
I find what works is just calling him a Kansas City sweat hog and letting that be the end of it. You and the rest of the Kansas City sweat hogs watch me take off my robe.
This emotionally stunted start fights with traffic lights because they disagree with them telling them when to stop.
I don't want to walk.
Dude, long story short, there's plenty of things out there to be angry about, but just learn when you need to go and take it to a certain point and then stop because you end up looking like a fucking clown afterward.
Well, let's break it down, shall we? The Middle East is on fire. Russia is rapidly returning to the old dictatorial state that it was, and someone said something bad on the internet, and that's what you have a problem with. This is why, as a species, we're doomed.
And North Korea is going to war
If
with
you were the
South
most
Korea
evil person
again.
in the universe, like after like Mussolini and Pol Pot and Hitler, Alpha Omega Sin is like number 1 or 2 on that list.
No, the way I see it is like
You're worse than the Kardashians.
Whoa, hey now.
Steady. Whoa.
That was a low blow.
Whoa.
That's terrible. Why would you say
But the way
Okay,
I see it
fine. I
is
mean,
this.
maybe you're not as bad as them, but you're definitely worse than the Duggarts.
fine?
The way I see it is this: is like, why can't if someone has a different opinion to what they're watching, say like we're watching a video of mine, they don't like my opinion, why can't you just fucking say, all right, I'll make my own opinion, and this is my counterpoint, you know, and then you can generate content
stunted,
too.
Scott, and that would require a level of intelligence.
Yeah.
But it's just easier to flag the video and get it taken down, and
Oh,
you
yeah,
have
I've had that shit
unfortunate
before.
copyright strike.
Fucking stupid.
Snob, you must be one of those guys who's dumb enough to ask what they think, because they don't.
No, they don't. But
And
I
that
do
just
like,
leads to lots and lots of disappointment on your end.
No,
You
no,
poor
I do like to mess with them, saying, you know, well, think about it. Think about what you're fucking saying to me right now, and then come back to me, and then you'll think differently, because most of the time it's just reactions. They don't.
I've got a counter argument for you, though, Mr. Bailey.
What?
All this coming from the man that I managed to convince to eat a whole tablespoon of Marmite.
Exactly. Bad idea.
Okay, so Andres asks, if you were to remake Parasite Eve, what would you do to improve it?
Nothing.
Is it perfect?
It's good enough as it is. Yeah.
Make the first one and don't go anywhere near the second one. Period.
Yeah.
'Cause what the fuck was that?
I like the second one.
Remake the original. I guess I would actually go with an entirely New York City, which is like the hub of the entire game. I'd make it so that you could travel around to the locations a little bit easier rather than just have like the generic map and go there. I'd put everything into 3D rather than just the pre-rendered backgrounds. I mean, somebody could argue, well, why not do it like the Resident Evil remake? But I always thought that the visuals in Parasite Eve were fucking stunning, and I would love to be able to look around those areas. I would change something about the battle system, just slightly. I would actually use something more akin to the Star Ocean battle system, where you have a much larger field to run around in. It's still a random battle, but it's a much larger field, and it feels like you have more control. And I'd make Aya much faster, because I swear, no matter what, when she was in heels and when she was in just fucking her random boots, she ran like she was going through fucking mud all the time. That bothered the shit out of me. So I'd make it a little bit snappier with the combat, but fuck, man, I love that game to death.
I know I'm upset because it's never going to happen. Oh.
I know, and if it is going to happen, it's going to turn out like fucking Third Birthday, which is an unholy abomination and should fucking burn. God, that game's terrible.
Well, I just got a really weird-ass request. Okay.
Are you really going to fulfill this, Scott? Think about it.
Fuck it, I might as well.
Okay, here we go.
Hang on, keep talking.
So what's the request? I'm scared.
You seriously don't want to know. Another question from Devil HS. He asks, if Kojima would work for Nintendo in some parallel universe with unicorns and candy stars, which game series would you like him to take on?
If he worked for Nintendo?
Yes, if he were to work for Nintendo.
I'd want him to work on the Detective Club series. The Famicom Detective Club series, because it plays similar to how Snatcher does, the whole visual novel-esque point-and-click kind of adventure. I thought that Snatcher is one of my all-time favorite games, and I would love to see him return to do those style of games. And Detective Club is virtually unknown to everybody outside of Japan. I only got to play it thanks to the amazing people who do translated ROMs. And I absolutely adore that series, so I'd love to see him tackle that.
What was the game? This is a really, really obscure game, and I can't remember. Oh, do you know what I could see a remake of? And I guess the fact that, I don't know if it came out on PC, but probably the fact that it's a cult and basically no one's played it, it was on the CDI. But anyone ever played Burn Cycle?
Yeah.
That was a great game. I loved it. And the original Blade Runner point and click. That was a cool game as well.
Right, for
Same
some
company.
reason they want me fucking Retro and Limb. Steve wasn't...
Hey, that's the video of the Japanese dude who's jerking off, being jerked off by a porn star.
That's
he wants me to
tiny.
watch it. I know, I'm extending it.
larger.
I'm not now. Fuck.
Yeah, they got to do karaoke while getting a hand job.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Put it on Scott.
Oh my god.
Right, you're basically just giving away what happens, though.
Well, it's good to know at least what's happening. So yeah, they're trying to sing karaoke and not fuck up the song.
This fucking face kills me every
I like the fact that they put a little, at least there's a curtain there, so, it's not entirely unclassy.
The only thing that I don't get about this is I could do fucking show tunes and tap dance while getting a hand job. And I'm just like, has this motherfucker never been tugged by a decent-looking chick before? Because, I mean, fuck, man. I can just watch Netflix.
Sounds like a challenge. Let's try it right now.
If my girlfriend was home from work, I might.
This fucking face kills me.
Oh my god.
Go on, lad.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are under 18, get a good look at this.
If you're under 18, you've seen fucking thousands times worse shit than this on 4chan alone.
Looks like his head's gonna fall off.
Which one? Sorry.
Hey. Oh, what was the point of that?
This should be the new Shenmue game.
And people have problems with YouTubers.
Is it still going?
Must be the extended cut.
Well, thanks for telling us.
Oh, no, I can never remember this image. Thank you.
I think I have another.
Okay, so...
For that.
Ooh, tunnel vision. So, Scott, what was that in aid of, do you know?
Comic relief.
Steve asked me to link it. I don't know why.
Steve, you are one sick puppy. Why? Why? And there we go. We've just heightened heightened the tone of the stream. Oh my word.
That was our
It's only,
little
it's only
video,
downhill from here. So where were we? Questions. Steve, I hope you're ashamed of yourself. Lots of people are recommending anime, or animes. I don't know what the correct pluralization of that is. Custado
Just
says anime. Custado says Kill la Kill. Alan Key says, oh no, I think the regular show is one of the Way Forward games. But he also says he has a soft spot for Naruto. Custado.
I can't get into that series. I actually broke one of my friend's hearts when he was like, I'm the biggest fan of that. And I'm like, yep, nope, I'm good. I don't hate it. It's just I don't give a shit about it. Kind of like with One Piece. Don't give a shit about that either.
Oh,
Actually,
Stephen.
same thing with Bleach. Yeah, and most people will probably be freaking out, but I don't know. There's just too much fucking filler in those. I got enough filler from Dragon Ball Z. I'm good.
How many episodes have there been then of Dragon Ball Z in the history of time?
Dragon
many
Ball Z. Fuck. There's what? There's a couple hundred.
There's about 300 of Dragon Ball Z.
And how many of those?
Assuming that we're including Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, and then
Yes.
I guess now Dragon Ball Super, technically.
Yes.
Now I know when I went to the
Combined,
rental
I'd say
store.
600.
Now I know when I went to the rental store and he never had any because I always asked for Dragon Ball Z. Who knew?
No, it was because you asked for Dragon Balls, and they literally gave you balls of dragons.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologise, but I have to leave because I've got to jump on Slamcast. But I would just like to say, A, sorry I'm late. B, Yelkes, Alpha, it was lovely to talk to you guys.
Likewise.
And take it easy.
Yeah,
Tatty,
we'll
bye.
sign out as well. So good night, guys. Thanks.
Well,
for
Dave.
that.
Scott.
Dave, you are a deserter, and you should be also ashamed of yourself.
Oh,
Scott, you're let
I'm going to
off
say
because...
you should be shot.
Yes, Scott, you're let off because you've been here all night.
Oh, I need to fucking lie down. I'm laughing too hard.
I do apologise, just internet commitments.
Scott, Dave, before you go, Stephen Richards asks, if you were on Handjob Karaoke, what song would you sing?
But if
Highway
she's
to
that
Hell.
hot, it would have to be Bohemian Rhapsody, so it lasts quite a long time.
I think it would be Come On Eileen.
No, judging my stamina, it'd probably be in a Ramones song, so I'd probably beat on the brat with a baseball bat. So after 2 minutes, I'm done.
Well, thanks for airing that, Scott. That was lovely to know.
I don't know. If I'm going to get a hand job and do karaoke, I want to sing Highway to the Danger Zone.
You know it's definitely not going to be playing with the boys, right?
With a K-log.
I wanted to do some fun stuff. Plus, I
Or
like
maybe
singing
Mighty
songs.
Wings. Ooh, Mighty Wings.
Right, I gotta go, guys. But anyway, it was awesome to talk to you all. Have a
Cheers,
good night.
Dave. Good night.
Hi, Dad.
And thank you very much, Scott, as well. Thank you for joining us. We have approximately 10 to 15 minutes left. So, guys, is there anything that you would particularly like to chat about before the show comes to a close?
I don't know. I was particularly doing pretty well with the Highway to the Danger Zone. I mean, tell me, Alpha Omegason, how long does it take you to get to the Highway to the Danger Zone?
I don't know. It depends.
Like from your house.
Let's see. Now, if I'm going by car, I don't know. It'd probably take about 15 minutes. Now,
Suppose
if
you
I'm
spread your
taking
wings
the
and took
bus,
flight, how long would that take?
Huh?
Provided you spread your wings and took flight, how long would that take?
well, no, I can get there within like a couple seconds.
Wouldn't it depend if there were a Japanese porn star in the car with him?
Oh no, I
you
kicked
have
that,
to
I
understand
kicked
the
that
term
bitch out
porn
unless,
very loosely.
like that bitch is getting kicked out unless she gives me some fucking gas money. Not getting a free ride. Don't give a shit if you do porn.
Yeah, because anybody can do porn. Anybody with an iPhone can do porn.
That's true. I am a walking
I
example.
love the term porn star because porn is the only industry part of show business that you can suck off a horse on a shaky cell phone camera and be called a star.
Mm.
I don't know. To a certain degree, that can describe some YouTube channels. So
That describes like 30% of YouTube channels. That's
Wait,
usually
I
douchebags that poured fucking ice water on their heads and thought they were making some sort of statement.
well, technically, if you want to have a real YouTube channel, you have to suck off something that looks like a Minecraft character because that's all motherfuckers think that they're able to go and do. I did the billionth Minecraft Let's Play. Isn't my channel keen?
Wasn't it? I thought it was Skylanders. Is Skylanders over with?
And Skylanders never got big enough that it was like fucking Minecraft. Jesus Christ. Motherfuckers are ridiculous with that shit. Minecraft's not a bad game, mind you. I've actually played it myself and was like, wow, this is kind of fun. But people are so
When I see it, I say, ooh, a poorly rendered piece of software.
People are starved for attention that they think that by proxy they have to do Let's Plays of that. And if you think that there's like some magic bullshit that you put on your channel and that's how you start generating fans, that's fucking ridiculous. Be unique.
I'm not sure Minecraft makes a very good Let's Play video, if I'm honest with you.
It can if you're completely honest about what's on the screen.
If you get stuck somewhere and you're fucking shit.
Yeah, but it
can't
won't-
believe
Technically,
people
any
spend money
game
on
can
this.
be. If you have the right person playing a game, any video game Let's Play can be amazing and fun and engaging and entertaining. But to just play something like Five Nights at Freddy's, motherfuckers don't really give a shit about Five Nights at Freddy's now. They just want to see fake fucking jump scare reactions and then be like, oh man, that's so funny. I'm going to go watch the 40th one now. Look, that person screamed too. Ah! Oh my god, that was so funny. I'm going to watch it again. I replayed it. So fucking good. It's just like, man, I hope you fucking choke on the goddamn oxygen that is not reaching your fucking frontal lobe. Fucking idiots. God. Alpha really hates Five Nights at Freddy's. No, I fucking hate the fact that it's not really a game. It's an interactive screensaver that everybody jumped on the fucking bandwagon of just because some top goddamn fucking Let's Players were doing it, so everybody else has to. Imbeciles.
You know what you got to do? You
That's
got to
why
make a
people
Let's Play
fucking-
channel out of the dungeon crawler aspect of After Dark screensaver from Windows 95.
Yes.
You should capture that. and just, we're walking down a tunnel. We're walking down a tunnel. We're walking to happy smiley face. We're walking down a tunnel.
What a great idea. I'm going to go and do that.
All right,
I'm
excellent.
gonna-
See, there you go. You're taking off, and
Yes.
you're going to be a huge star, and you'll be at
Yes.
these gaming conventions before you know it.
Yeah, it's my ticket to stardom. I'm going
Yeah,
to do it.
either that or sucking off a horse on a cell phone camera.
I think I'll do
I
the
was
horse
actually
thing.
trying to figure out what the hell I want to go and stream, and one of the main games I want to start off with was fucking Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Do you know how exciting that is? Not very fucking exciting.
No.
But I love the game to death, and more people should.
You'd be better off streaming reruns of Law and Order.
Dude, I probably would be, but the thing is, I'd rather just do Let's Plays or live streams or whatever the fuck of things that I legitimately am into and play, which are not shit like Minecraft and Five Nights at Freddy's.
I wouldn't lie.
And the thing is, like, the whole fake jump scare reaction, I can't do that. Games don't make me react that way. The last time that I jumped at a game was just because something popped up and I went like this. And I just kept playing. That's all. There was nothing else to it. Just kind of went, oh. Still playing.
There's this prevailing idea that horror games and horror video games and horror movies are the same thing, and they're not.
No. Oh well, if that gets people's fucking goat, then I say more power to them.
Okay.
It's not what you were saying at all. You're just putting it off to a different stream of conversation.
You're a different stream of conversation.
Ooh, this is getting,
Ooh, I'll
getting
practice you.
Go on.
Come over there and do terrible things. I'll put you in a headlock.
Oh dear, this is getting very combative. Oh, who's
That's
that?
it. I'll give you a fucking. We'll go into tickle combat.
Oh shit! There are gonna be you know what? Alpha Omegason versus Yell Chaos in the cage at Magfest. There's gonna be noogies.
Mr. Daniel Ibbotson, welcome to the stream.
Hey.
Hey, hey, Krusty the Clown.
Hey. Hey.
Hey, kids. Welcome
We're
to
getting
the
copyright strikes left and
Oh
right.
wait, no, you got to get the laugh. Like,
Buy my
Right.
cereal.
yeah.
Chrissy is amazing.
I can't actually do his direct voice, but damn it, I can at least do the laugh. I want to get Super Mario Maker so fucking bad.
I've got that coming.
Did you
It
pre-order?
comes in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. I don't even know when it's coming out. I pre-ordered it a while ago. I've got the
On
little...
Patriot Day, September the 11th.
I want to pre-order it, but fuck, what was the last thing that I pre-ordered? I don't remember.
I'm going to appreciate it.
You know what? I pre-ordered the Amiibo 3-pack. That was the last thing I pre-ordered.
And you're gonna jam them into your veins, aren't you?
Well, better than up my bum. But because I got spots on the shelves. The thing is, if you see back there goes all the fucking Amiibos from the last set, and that's because I want to do a proper unboxing review, but I needed to get something, like, I want to get this this cool-ass thing to record them on, and I didn't have it. And I haven't gotten around to recording it, so that's why they're still sitting there, because the other
You actually opened them?
Most of mine are.
I've opened all my other ones. That entire set I haven't opened because I want to do it all in one video, because I want to do it with packaging, then outside of packaging. Holy fuck,
most of these,
a lot.
well, most of these are opened. If you look,
Wow.
this one's probably the worst one I opened, and then most of them have still got tape, but all of them have still got like the metal bits underneath, like taken out, so I can all use them.
That's an addiction.
Oh, it is. And I got some over there now.
Oh, there's more!
And I've stopped collecting at the minute now.
Dude, and then he turns the camera ever so slightly, and you see like two people's, their legs are sticking out of an entire mountain of them. I'm like, my addiction's gone so far, I had to start getting rid of the witnesses.
Mr. Ibbotson, I believe you had a question for the panel.
Did I? Oh, what?
Yes, about Rockstar.
I was just throwing questions in. I think what would be the best?
What should Rockstar do next? Not bully.
Oh yeah, it wasn't actually it's Rocksteady I meant, actually, not Rockstar, Rocksteady.
Ah.
Now since they're not.
Rocksteady, he should get back together with Bebop, and they should just terrorize New York City
Boss.
They should do a Turtles one.
If Rocksteady, if I was going to take Rocksteady in, fuck it, I'm gonna license them to take the very first Crow movie, and then make a game out of that, because I think that they could pull it off, just given the entire thing of Arkham City, and then we wouldn't have to have it like with Arkham Knight, where you have a vehicle that controls like it is possessed. So
I don't understand how you would make a game out of that.
What, the Crow?
Yeah. I mean, and do you include the botch, or you don't include the botch?
It would be better if you did it as Blade. Blade would be a good game.
Well, yeah, actually, Blade. Well, I mean, I thought about the Crow because the Crow is one of my favorite movies and favorite comic book movies and all that shit. But with Rocksteady, you figure there's lots of hand-to-hand inside of the game for the combat, and they've already got that down pat. Traversing the city, you're just doing it upon rooftops. You could go and have like the Crow fly around, navigate areas. That could be kind of like the detective mode that Batman has. You're just utilizing the Crow to go and do that. And then all the boss fights, which are like the main tier bad guys, and Batman, you would just kind of do it with the Crow, but somehow find a way to make it into a real battle rather than him just showing up and owning the fuck out of them.
Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't sound like a terribly strong tie-in to a video game. Now, on the other hand, Prince's Purple Rain, make a video game out of that. Then I will be impressed.
Purple Blood Rain. Purple Blood Rain.
Okay, if that's what you want. I mean, that's up to Blood Rain. It's not up to me.
Hey, Blood Rain Betrayal. That's another game Wave Forward made. Boom. Just naming off games left and right from it. I don't know, give them another licensed game. Give them the Daredevil series that's on Netflix, since that's taking off, and lots of people actually know what the fuck Daredevil is outside of the movie with Ben Affleck that everybody goes and shits on. So you go and do that.
It's so obvious, but they need to have the Turtles license.
Yeah, if they did a comic book version of it, I'd rather it not be based off the Nickelodeon cartoon, so they could get away with doing much darker shit.
I just saw that the other day.
I've
But
watched
that
it with
did-
my
they-
son a couple of times. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the entire world. I've definitely watched worse. I've watched so much worse, but I
But
realize
they're
as
so long
time.
for no reason. They're like 30-minute episodes, and they only have maybe 9 or 10 minutes worth of something to talk about, 9 or 10 minutes worth of plot. The rest of it is, Master Splinter, we're teenagers. We're going to do teenagery things and listen to music, even though we're ninja.
They could do it off the new Michael Bay movie.
No.
Okay, so that would involve algae, poop, and Michael Bay.
With lots
I guess
of
we-
lens flare.
Michael
And
Bay
Lens
just
Flare,
needs
I'm
to
sorry.
realize that he
And
needs
bullet
to go
time.
and he needs to do the one thing that he was destined for, and that's make an explosion montage, and then Megan Fox getting fucked by virtually every cock out there, which is more than likely just his, because I don't know how that bitch is still getting any kind of like jobs in Hollywood outside of him. I don't think she is actually.
Well, you know, there's a reason they call him a jobber.
Yeah. On your knees.
Because even if Megan Fox makes it into a movie, she still doesn't go over. She's like Stephanie McMahon. They keep sticking her out in front of people, but she never goes over.
Stephanie McMahon, I like her as a bad guy, but I just wish that she'd show more cleavage. That's all.
With a fake
But her
snake.
breast implants have looked pretty fucking bad quite a few times. Holy shit. Like, the actual area between her fucking tits looked like she was trying to tuck her nipples into her armpits. It was weird.
Well, you seen the one on China? The ones on China look like they're trying to escape.
If I was stuck
It's
to
the
China,
Shawshank Redemption of titties.
dude, if I was stuck to China, similar to how fucking Triple H's nose and X-Pac's tongue was, yeah, I'd be trying to escape too. Those poor fucking bastards.
Well, they weren't
Jesus
trying to
Christ.
escape. They were trying to escape through a black hole, maybe. It probably goes somewhere. Vince is coming.
I feel
Either
this is
McMahon or Russo, doesn't really matter.
this is the
We
right
keep dragging
tone.
this back to wrestling.
This is the right tone on which to end, ladies and gentlemen. So,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
Do you
I
still
think
want-
Michael Bay fucking sucks.
Everybody should
Actually,
read
I think
PSN
Megan
magazine.
Fox sucks Michael Bay. Thank you.
Let's have another look, Alpha.
Dude,
Everybody should read PSM magazine.
Nice.
This is it's the very first issue. I used to read the shit out of this as a kid, and I've been going back through the issues. It's
I've got a
awesome.
stack of them, and the silverfish love them.
That's a good magazine. I like it. And I got a little lid cover for my PlayStation 1. So you get a sticker and it goes over to PlayStation like that, and they included them with the magazines. I thought that was cool.
Those are a bitch to take off, by the way.
It wouldn't be coming off because it's of hold on, it's this
And I've
here.
had to remove one. Yeah, I've had to remove one before.
Well, yeah, I would never remove this one. It would stay on there
Well,
forever.
These people never know how to get all the bubbles out. It's like, you fucking moron, what are you, 11?
You just got to be real careful when you put it on. It's similar to putting on a phone cover. Well, the screen cover, not technically a phone cover. But, yeah.
Okay, I was going to say, you're going way back.
So final thoughts, gentlemen. Daniel, you fucking showed up like at last minute.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Do you still want your Sambo de Amigo box set?
Huh?
Fucking that Sambo de Amigo box set. I've wanted that for so long. When that came out, I spent £150 on that. It didn't come through for 2 months. I rung the company up and they went bust.
Dude,
Never got money back.
I wanted that back when the
Really, I
Dreamcast
spent
came out.
150 pounds on.
I never saw that in stores, and then one day I was going through a local game store, and they had it sitting up on top of a bunch of shelves, and it had a fucking price tag of a whopping $20.
What the
And it was brand new. It's like, shit, I'll take it.
Man, I've wanted that for so long. I wanted that, and I just can't justify spending over £100 for that now.
No, it cost way too fucking much, and you know, if you want to shake maracas, just get the Wii version, get the stupid plastic attachments, and just pretend.
I just use it with golf, with the golf attachments. I play it with golf.
Well, they do have third-party versions of those maracas for the Dreamcast, so you can always get those. I don't know how
it doesn't play as well,
by
does it?
comparison. Huh?
It doesn't play as well.
I don't think that they do, according to some of the reviews. I've never gotten to try them out. I've only tried those ones out, but I mean, they're fucking maracas. You look like an asshole no matter what. So just realize if anybody's watching, you look ridiculous when you do it. But they're maracas.
I wanted it so much. I mastered it on the actual controller, like the.
I suck at those kind of games, so it doesn't matter.
I love them, like absolutely love them.
You should give us a demo right now, Daniel.
I haven't got him, have I? I told you my £150 losing story.
Oh.
Sorry, loser story.
You want to save something for later. He can tell you when he found out there was no Santa Claus and so on. The time when he got childhood diabetes.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be sad when Jesus doesn't drop off Easter eggs on Easter. Wow.
Well, Santa Claus isn't real.
No, he is absolutely real.
Oh,
Seriously. He's still bringing you toys and many joys.
Ringing that bell. That dude doesn't know any songs.
Desperate Dan told me that. In a Desperate Dan comic, he went upstairs and put presents on the bottom of the bed. Fucking Desperate Dan.
On that chin.
Desperate?
It's a British comic. The Dandy. It's like the Beano.
Okay.
Sorry.
I suppose being called Daniel, you have a particular hatred for Desperate Dan because in the school playground, a lot of kids would have been calling you, "Hey, look, it's Desperate Dan."
That's it. I never ate a cow pie again.
Do you also hate Pixel Dan?
I don't mind Pixel Dan. I like Pixel Dan. I like Pixel Dan. I don't like everyone else that's called Dan.
I was trying to think of other Dans. You know, there's a battle of the Dans. Then there's your black belt with your first Dan, your second Dan, your third Dan.
Dangerous Dan.
Making martial arts jokes. We must be scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
Yeah, that's when I came in.
Daniel Fortescue from Medieval. The video game one. Right, and I believe that is it. So, guys, thank you very, very much for lasting, in particular, Mr. Alpha Omega Cinder, who's doing the Carlton dance. Thank you for lasting the whole evening. You've been here since, what, when did we start? Oh,
been here
5 hours ago.
Yeah, for me, we started around 3:30. It is now 8:10.
Right.
Can't say that I'm not dedicated.
Certainly not. And we are massively
Or at least
thankful.
committed.
Yes. And also, Mr. Yell Chaos, thank you for joining us for the second part.
Well,
of the
thank you
show.
for having me. I want to remind each and every one of you to give a sub to all the folks on the dais. Daniel and Kevin, Alpha Omega Sin and myself, and right here at Retro Unlim Live, which they do these things pretty goddamn regularly. So make sure you check it out. Click that sub and also find us all on Twitter and Facebook. And again, sub to all of us right here on YouTube. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, do it.
I couldn't have said it any better myself, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night out there, whatever you are.